When last we left our heroes, Task the Kobold Ranger, Greckles the Kenku Rogue, Panic the Tiefling Bard, Remy the Kenku Fighter, and Borky the Orc Barbarian, the party totally 100% did not meet with Edward and Rob. So they also didn't accept a totally off-the-books quest involving acting out of the council's interests, but the population's best options. They totally aren't waiting on a quest that will conveniently take them to their quarry, to a clan of orcs near the coastlines that could be a potential ally to the city. But what the party really did was say their final farewell to the Silver King as he made his way back to Eltmer, got a cool new sword, took in two of the Silver King's children, Zotira, a now dragon nanny for Tarisk, and Arlo, a troubled silver dragon youth, new door guard, and professional Remy ass kicker. After a night-long sleep, the party was awoken to an excited Meryl, who led the party to a strange group of individuals forging through the city of Alabast. A human man covered with scrolls, and a strangely robed individual with more arms than a person with arms should have. The party strode forward, spearheaded by the mysterious Azra Sahar, a red and black scaled kobold hailing from the sands of Ruba. On a warpath to meet with Sully, she dismissed any outsiders and scorned tasks before being intercepted by Brooke Bronzefang. Now with an awkward walk to the middle district, the party slowly makes their way. So as you guys are now standing in front of this now probably 20-person crowd of guards and Azra Sahar and her party, and you guys as well, you guys are kind of walking a bit, dragging behind. There seems to be a certain amount of distance that they're giving to Azra Sahar and her two companions. As you guys are walking, Panic, as you're walking, you feel a tug behind you on your coat.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, it's Helena. Are you guys okay?
Yeah. We were just following around this red kobold lady that keeps kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah, she kicked Welch's ass, she kicked Sebastian's ass, she kicked Doros's ass. I mean, she probably would kick her own ass if she could, but sorry, pardon my language.
How fast did she kick Welch's ass?
Oh, she slapped him and he just fell over.
That's
and
crazy.
then just started crying.
Oh, man.
And then Doros ran and started cradling him. It was very sad. Oh, don't tell him I said that though.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Helena, quick question though.
Yes.
Was she stopped from entering the city or any other district because of Alavastian law?
Well, generally we have the gates. As you see, there's like gateways that people walk through. Those typically aren't like people can walk through them. There's magical indicators and things like that, but not really like a wall, unless at times and things. They don't give me too many details just because I'm a civilian guard. Needless to say, we heard a report about kind of a woman forcing her way through the gate, and then when we went there, anyone who approached her she'd just throw down a gauntlet, and all of the guards, most of them are paladins, and there's kind of this weird pseudo rule about duels in the city with paladins, and I think it was like a loophole. I'm not sure what's happening, to be perfectly honest. I've just been healing people who have been accepting the duels. She just kind of nods nervously in a situation.
Interesting, regardless.
Yeah, it's definitely you know what? As far as a Tuesday goes, it's pretty standard. Something always happens. So,
Lots of crazy shit happens in the city. I've noticed.
Oh, yeah, you would not believe.
No, I would. I've been present for several of them.
Her face just goes 100 miles staring at the ground like. But you guys aren't hurt. You're good. Okay, I'm going to report back, and she kind of steps back, and as she does, you see Doros kind of show up behind her, and she goes, "Oh, okay, you're good. I'm gonna go check on Welch. I'm gonna check with Einford and everyone else. I'm gonna." Doros just kind of stares and says something. "Okay, bye, boss," and she kind of runs off. Doros stands forward. He doesn't look like he's been beaten into a pulp, but he looks as though he's a bit surprised. Couple cut marks on his face. Looks like they've been healed over. Nothing like major. And a few dents in the armor here and there. Specifically right where his legs are. It looks like the armor was like bent in, like a car crash almost. Yeah, and the rest of him seems rather okay. You do notice there's a lot of dirt on his back going up as he kind of walks up next to you guys. Just silently like kind of embarrassed, but also like, what is happening?
Doros, did she force her way through the front gate even after getting asked for some kind of identification, something along those lines.
Duros is just kind of shrugs,
Mhm.
and kind of shakes his head. He looks a little bit dazed.
Did she like grab you by the foot and pull you down? Because she's like really tiny. But like even compared to you or even me, she's like really tiny. So did she like sweep the leg or something?
Duros sticks one hand up to indicate himself, and he sticks up another hand. He sticks up another hand and then kind of shrinks it down to like a finger, kind of like narrowing his eyes. Like, yeah, this is size appropriate. Then he takes his finger and rams right into like the bottom part of the big hand that represents him. You get the sense that the way he's trying to convey is that she rushed him, knocked him on his ass, and then basically like disabled him so he couldn't get up and fight. So basically it was a full knockout in like one round.
Oh, she bulldozed you.
Doros nods.
What's a bulldoze? Is that when a bull drags a blade?
No, it's when you try to tip over a bull while he's sleeping, and then he gets really angry, and then he kills you.
Oh, okay.
Doros like contemplates it, kind of narrows his eyes, like doesn't really like being like the association of the bull, and is just like, okay, yeah,
Listen,
sure.
Bard College was wild, okay?
He nods, and he's like, all right. As you guys make your way, you actually, Remy, you're getting kind of nervous because you guys are making your way towards the High District, but then you guys careen off, not towards the High District, but to the Middle District, where you know is the Middle Clergy District, which is actually where the jail is in Alavast.
Oh, good.
So as you guys kind of begin to careen that way, Azra Sahar immediately notices the difference in the direction. Like the moment there's a turning, she looks up to Brooke Bronsfang and goes, "Where do you think we're going?" And she kind of halts immediately, along with her companions. And Brooke turns around and goes, "We're taking you to a even meeting place. We will bring Sully to you, not the other way around." And Azra Sahar kind of narrows her eyes. She goes, "Very well," and then puts her hand next to her on her blade. Her companions also do that.
Quick question.
Except for the guy in the robes.
Actually, just a quick question real fast before you start, Bosco. Where are we in conjunction to where Azra is right now?
Good, that's my question.
You guys are a solid like 10 feet away.
Okay.
Like
Behind?
behind, yeah.
See all of them put hands on their blades?
Just like kind of casually. They're not like we're gonna totally attack and kill you. They're just like, okay, you're leading us somewhere not planned, so we're gonna be ready. The robed figure does not go for anything. They're currently still like,
If we're 10 feet away, Remy's going to get 5 feet away and march specifically behind her. And if any of them draw their blades, he's going to have his hand on his hilt and he's pulling his blade.
Okay. You are not the only one to do this. Brooke also does that, as well as a couple of the guards. Doros does not. Doros has given up. Had a long day. He wants to go see Willow, and he wants to be done.
Did she give him like a head scratch, like a head massage, like?
And probably a couple potions too. All right, so you guys continue on. You guys make your way through the gates, and as you guys are making your way from the Middle Crafting District into the Middle Clergy District, you guys are stopped. All 5 of you are stopped, and there's kind of this pause as the guard, as you know, as Horus, the Owl Kenku guard, is like, "You have no registration to enter this district." And Brooke Bronsfang kind of looks to him and then looks towards the 5 of you.
Can I make pleading eyes at him? Come on, man.
Roll a charisma check.
Oh, God. I was about to... Damn it.
You can say something, too. We'll start with this.
I'll start with him first.
Okay, a charisma check. Just a regular charisma check?
Just a straight charisma check, yeah.
That is 14.
14. Not bad. Okay.
Okay. Above
I
half.
lost my dice tray, so we're playing dangerous game here. I'm probably going to drop dice. Okay. Brooke kind of looks at you guys. He just kind of closes his eyes, rubs the temples, and it's just like, "Give me a reason."
She knows something about my past.
Roll a persuasion check. Ooh, that's not bad.
A 17.
Nice. Okay. Brooke, lets out a big sigh, as Brooke does. Remy, you've heard this sigh many a time, the defeatist sigh. Give them temporary certification. I'll cover it later. He turns to the guard and kind of nods, and the guard's like, very well, Brooke Brownsfag, but this will be put on your record. And he goes, won't be a problem, correct?
Not at all.
No.
I mean, if anything, you might need more meat. Looks like these people might
Hey,
be...
Monty. Forgive my 5e ignorance. What is the equivalent of knowledge nobility in 5e? Is that history?
I'd say history, yeah.
Can I roll a history check to understand if I would have any clout to get them in so Brooke doesn't take the brunt of this?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, boy. Let's see if it works.
21. Okay. You get the sense your position right now, you are on equal parts to the party at the moment in terms of actual credibility, with a bit more leeway into the nobleman sort of social circle. Where you are right now in terms of the position you are in, given that you are under review, you are basically kind of within the same sort of, yeah, you're not going to get any more higher than what the party has access to as well, even with
Got
a good
it.
argument, just simply due to paperwork.
You're a
So,
bum just like us.
yeah, sorry.
Welcome to the shit.
That hurts Remy's feelings, but that's okay. By the way, for the podcast, it was a 21 because I didn't say it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, Brooke kind of lifts up his hand and spins, and as he does, the kind of weird caravan of people at this point makes their way in. As you guys enter the middle clergy district, it's actually quite small. You haven't really realized, you've been there a few times, given some of your past. You haven't realized how small it is, and also how pretty it actually is. There's a lot of gardens, there's a lot of beautiful sculpture work that appears to be new. As you guys walk, you see two constructs polishing what looks like a full-on like brass statue of some character or other of some kind. You're not sure exactly what. And they're kind of polishing it up, and they kind of look and watch as you guys pass. And as you guys pass, they give a wave. As they're kind of like just polishing, kind of putting the finishing touches on it, while another one is like watering a garden. You even notice as one of the guardsmen is just kind of like, ugh, like kind of as watching that as they go by.
Greckles will wave back.
Yeah, they do. They are very excited. In fact, as you wave back, one of them gets more enthusiastic and starts waving faster, like to the point where it's like a fan. Like, oh, they responded. And you guys, there's multiple buildings. A few stand out a bit more than others. It's kind of a bit of a fight of who has the best temple a little bit more. Because like with the high district, there's kind of a standard, and then with the low district, it's just kind of whatever works. The middle district is where the clergy are just like, my God's better, but in a more passive architectural sort of way. But you guys kind of forge past that, all the various different temples, to Ginter, to Hoketh, to Avon, to Uspa, and to Livracia. You guys kind of make your way past, eventually, to the jail. Which is kind of inset on the side of
Who does that
wall.
worship, by the way? Who does the jail worship?
Kind of Avon, the not so nice part of Avon.
Oh.
There are two guards manning the front, and as you guys kind of enter, the tension kind of grows.
Hey, Monty.
Mhm.
If I want to read the body language of our guests, is that perception or insight? I assume insight.
Insight, yeah. If you guys want
Okay.
to do it.
Hooray! As
It's
we
actually
approach
not a
said
bad
jail.
idea.
I will say
9.
9. Okay.
22, yeah.
Greckles, as you're kind of looking at this, and Task even better. Perfect.
15.
All right, Task, your knowledge of kobolds, I'm going to give you advantage on that because you're reading Azur Sahar, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. This is pretty standard affair. You know this. Any sort of like scout or like less of like a part of a unit, but more of a separate part of a unit will they're always at attention. I mean, they're by themselves. So this type of behavior is not like paranoia, it's just assurance.
Yep.
And it also is a way of showing the enemy, like if you do anything, I have retaliation. I'm not hesitating.
Basically what
Re-
Tass did when he first got
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah. It's completely like the moment you see it, you're like, wow, like you remember it.
I can't believe I was that much of a douche.
You've come a long way, buddy.
Greckles, you're reading Azur Sahar, but your eyes lead to the weird robed figure who is still fidgeting and still weird as shit. Something about him is familiar to you, and not like in a you know him sort of way, but in like you've seen this before. and it's bringing you back to memories of the Eastern Isles, but you don't know how. It's like it's on the tip of your tongue. You just don't know.
Is he just fidgety or?
He's super fidgety, and the sounds that he's making, specifically, like just in general, you're just like, I know this, I remember this, but I don't know how I remember it. It's like something that's familiar but not. Like it's something familiar but it's changed just slightly to the point where it's not familiar anymore.
Can I make a raw intelligence check?
Roll a knowledge nature.
Ooh, okay. Let's see here.
Listen with your bird holes.
I will with a 16.
Not bad.
Oh.
Okay. Something. There's something there. You're on the tip of it. You don't know, and it's a mystery. The panic. You don't have to check for this guy. The guy with all the scrolls is loving every second as the situation gets worse and worse. He is reveling in it. He's loving watching the situation get more intense. You can see him almost like feverishly, like it's almost like an adrenaline high. He's like yes, like this is great.
That's Ragu, right?
That's Ragu, yeah. That's totally Ragu. He's like,
what race is he?
He is a human. He is 100%. He's a human. He is very very like well groomed. Like his clothes are very like well versed in travel, but his face is very well groomed. He's very like you can tell he pays attention to like the money maker, quote unquote, like the face. And you'd say for his age, he is between like the 30s and the 40s potentially, somewhere around there. He's not like young, bright-eyed, adventure, but he's not like he's like middle-aged.
Is his skin complexion darker?
Yes, quite dark. You can tell he's gotten a lot of sun wherever he's lived. The sound of Ruba is very, very deserty and very, persistent sun. Yeah. As you guys make your way in, you get hit immediately with a smell of the iron, the stonework, the smell of pee, a little bit of urine, as is with any jail cell. You guys make your way in. There currently appears to be some sort of actually it's Kay. Kay is working at the desk, the wizard who Panic you cause a lot of distress for. She's also appears to be quite overworked. She is currently like writing in a ledger. She sees this whole gaggle of people come like storming into kind of the main area of like sort of the jail cells, kind of a more open area with like seating and stuff. You see a guard currently holding what looks like a drow with a box of stolen goods, and like the two of them are just like the guards like sit still, and like all like both of them in rapid succession turn and look at you guys, and then slowly scoot over to make rooms in the chairs. And Bork kind of takes a look at that and turns to Kay and he goes, "We'll be going into the meeting area. We'll deal with the paperwork afterwards." And she goes, yeah, great. No, that's great. And she like writes out a bunch of stuff. You guys are all led into a surprisingly large chamber. Something of maybe like kind of like a training area. It's a very large stone room with basically a couple chairs in it or nothing. It looks like a place where maybe they teach Avon guards to learn how to be guards, like in more of like the paperwork sense. Like it's almost like an empty classroom style room. And everyone gets loaded in there. The remaining guards who are kind of escorting you guys, of them, Stendon and Doros stay. The rest of them all kind of sit out, like kind of situate themselves outside the door. You guys are led in and told to stand next to a wall. And Rourke opens his mouth to give more instruction, and he just shakes his head. He's like, "There's no point in telling you to do anything else." Like he's kind of given up on that front. As Azra Zahar and her companions are led into the middle. And then immediate silence. No one says anything.
Pulls out his guitar.
Greckles is still gonna be watching Fidget Man over there to try and just figure out what is up with him.
Azra. She's just like, Azra's like, "Silence, Huxley." And he's like, "Oh, of course, I'll be quiet."
Task's gaze has never left Azra this entire time. And
And
I am not making it subtle.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Uh-oh.
You're probably gonna see her. Okay.
19.
Yeah, totally. Despite her stat increases, that's not gonna help. She rolled an 11. As you're staring at her, you see a sideways glance for just a second where she knocks eyes with you and then immediately turns back. she's old. Like that's the first thing that hits you really hard. She's old. Like 90 in human years old. Like seems like she's really old. There's no way. Like the other thing you notice is that she is like geared to the nines. Like her shield and her sword look insane. The sword in particular catches you though, specifically the gemstone inlaid on the hilt. Something about it is weird to you. It's almost like a memory or something. And you don't quite know what it is. You could roll, I would say knowledge nature. Actually, knowledge arcana with advantage because you may have stumbled.
Ooh, goody! Here I go with 17.
17. Okay. Stones, you've seen stones like that in the Underdark. That is definitely some sort of rare stone from the Underdark. You've seen glowing stones before. They sometimes litter the inside of the Underdark in various different colors. A few of your elders think that they're bad omens. A few others think you're kind of like good magical conduits. Your sister liked them both. Nariel thought that they were kind of a glimpse into the surface, while Ezreali ate them. Like
Of course
all the
she
time.
did. Of
Yeah.
course she did.
As you do.
The moment you look at that, you're just like, I've pulled that out of her mouth, I think, twice.
Spit it
Spit
out.
it out now.
Spit.
Yeah. But as the silence kind of persisted, it's getting more awkward and more tense.
Panic pulls
Question.
out his guitar and starts playing.
Oh God. Question. So we're basically in a giant meeting room, and everybody's just standing.
Yep.
Just everyone just awkward, like the tick of the clock.
Yep. And Panic is like, do. Like kind of
Remy's gonna step forward.
immediately, Brooke's head turns to you. All the guards turn to you.
Can we perhaps make some progress, or are we going to stare at each other all day?
Progress would be good. I'm here to see Sully, and none of you are Sully in this room.
First of all, I'll have you know you're in a foreign land. What you've done could be considered an invasion.
If you consider one person an invasion, then your defenses are worse than I thought.
Borky
No,
whispers.
but that won't stop them from locking you in a cell. Look, we're trying to help you. A little less attitude would be wonderful.
I am not providing attitude. I have a history, and I hold that history to high regard.
Brooke, have we made an effort to contact Lady Andrews?
Lady who? I didn't actually hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Oh, Lady Andrews.
Andrews.
Sully?
Andrus.
Oh,
Andrews. Sully,
Andrus.
last name British.
Andrus. Sully Andrus. Roll a... What do I want to say you want to... You know what? I'll just roll and see how dumb Brooke is.
Oh my God, he doesn't know her last
Are
name!
you fucking serious? He
Are you
doesn't know her
serious
last
right
name?
Andrus is not her last name. Sully Andrus is her full name. She has no last name. Sully has no last name.
Neither
Remy
does
didn't know
Borky.
that. Well, great.
Brooke looks at you, kind of cocks his head, and mouths, Sully? Like, kind of like...
And Remy's gonna go, yes.
He goes, oh, okay. And like Azra's watching this exchange, she kind of just rolls her eyes, just like, oh my god.
So-
And
Borky actually says, Borky's just sitting there on the seat, kind of got this nice new sword. Just when you get those two fists on your sword, you're sitting down there. Borky just kind of turns to the side. So how was your trip over? Was it eventful? Borky just,
Ned, the robed individual turns and goes, lots of high winds. It's very cold here. Makes it hard to fly.
ha! Borky just,
We traveled by Giant Eagle and made our way here post-haste the moment I received my vision from Solar. I knew time was of the essence, and I didn't want to waste anyone's time, like you are now, Brooke Bronzefang. He kind of stiffens, and he's just like, yes, I know of your name. It was thrown around quite a bit. I've picked up on things.
Hey, Monty.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this would be knowledge history. Have I ever heard of crusaders like this that have apparently been spoken to by the gods that act in this manner? Or is this, like, unusual even for, like, a prophet?
Roll knowledge religion.
Okay. That's always something I'm bad at. Here we go. It's gonna be a 16, though.
Not bad. A lot of stories, like historical stories, tend to kind of have that leniency. Just, someone was charged by, an Empyrean, a Kirin, a god, or celestial, whatever. to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they tend to be stories, though, with your experiences in Alabaz and the world in general, it does happen a lot. But at the same time, how much is that, the person claiming that's true and how much of it is actually true is kind of left up to debate.
So
in
has
this-
she given any indication based on, obviously I'll roll an insight, but has she seemed very convinced of her convictions?
Roll an insight, yeah.
Okay.
I will say task roll it as well. Roll it too. I think, because, yeah, you would definitely have this.
22.
Okay, and that's
14.
21. Okay, so the two of you as you're looking, task, this makes a lot more sense to you. You assume by the company she keeps, the titles that she has, she is used to a level of respect that she is not getting here. And she is adapting to it right now. And she seems to be very angry. That's the way she's currently adapting to it. It doesn't, there's definitely a lot of arrogance to it, but I don't want to say it's justified, but it makes sense.
Okay, so she feels like she's being disrespected for the moment she...
She really wants to talk to the manager.
Got it. So, in the interest of stalling, because Bork seems to be like he's figuring out where the hell Sully is Task standing next to me?
Task, where are you standing?
I've been told where to stand, like stand against the wall, so I guess I'm staying there. But again,
Yeah.
eyes never left Azra. Never.
Okay.
I don't give a shit if she looks away and she looks back, he will remain staring at her.
Okay.
So noticing that you're focused on her, I guess Remy will try to provide conversation. You seem to have caught us at a bit of a disadvantage. If you may, I would humbly request that we hear your story, your vision that you say brought you here and seemingly has brought you to Sully.
What night was it, Ragu? And he's like, he kind of goes rolling through a bunch of scrolls. Oh, it was quite a few months ago. We were making camp. We were hearing about some bandits doing some simple work after our grand adventures. He kind of gleams the smile, almost like twinkle twinkle sort of smile. And I believe you awoke abruptly, which you never usually do, from your sleep, claiming to have seen a large angelic figure drop down and speak words of a change of tide and communication and something about training. The vision was hazy, you spoke of, but when you awoke, you were clutching that of a feather. Actually, probably we should show that. And Azra kind of shoots him a look, goes, "It is a holy relic. It will not be shown to strangers."
I mean, Greckles, don't you still have some of those?
Yeah,
Right.
Greckles.
No. Shush! I'm trying to think. We never got any of Solar's feathers or anything like that.
No, Solar's feathers are big. They're like giant, like ostrich-sized feathers. What you have are some feathers from Sully's helmet, though.
Yeah, I would just kind of present those, not making a sound.
You gonna show those?
Yes.
Okay. Gonna have Azra Sahar roll knowledge religion. It should be very interesting. Okay. I don't think it's very high. Sorry, 1 second. I just got to pull up her.
Greckles has like a foot up against the wall, arms crossed, just reaches the right arm in his pocket and just kind of pulls it out to show him, which is with a really snide look.
You want some
For
cigarettes?
for a woman who's coming in, her religion is not that great. But she did roll high. As she kind of looks, she does stare, and she kind of laughs a little bit, and she goes, "Is that some sort of replica?"
No, it's a gift from one of my dearest friends, Sully Andrus.
Roll a intimidation check.
Oh.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Watch it be low. 18.
That's not bad.
18. Her brows raise, and she nods sagely, and then turns back to the guards. "So I see she has made other allies in the city as well." And Borkemir is like, they're
Oh yeah, we've definitely helped out with Sully every now and then. Just a lot of crazy things. I remember the first time we ever met Sully, there was a giant owl bear just running through the city. I don't know what the guards was doing, but that thing was just going crazy. But, yeah, what?
Borky, slow down.
No,
The
Borky, keep going with the titles, as Taz says with a grin.
and that happened. And there was some stuff with like, spiders. I don't really remember that. And we were turned into dogs for a while.
You watch as the human Ragu, his eyes just like turn like massive, and he starts pulling out a scroll and like writing everything that Porky is saying.
Well, it's not
He's
not
like-
even the wildest thing. But the craziest thing is that he was a pug, and all he wanted to know is he was a good boy. And he, like that, just disappeared. It was crazy. He's totally gonna come back, though, I think.
Turn around and kind of cock an eyebrow at this story.
It's true.
It actually is true, Remy.
Ragu turns to Azra and goes, okay, we need to stay here. And Azra just like, oh, just kind of sighs and turns back, kind of arms crossed. Still,
Remy's gonna do the same kind of sigh and turn back to look at her.
Brooke just looks exasperated. Like he's just like head in his hands. And you watch as Stendon turns to Doros. He's kind of like laughing under his breath. He goes, she kicked your ass. Like laughing at him. And Doros like, shut up. Like kind of like,
Shut up.
Oh, go ahead.
Eventually time passes and there is a knock on the door outside. And you kind of hear some shuffling and moving as Brooke just immediately just snaps over and opens the door, and you can hear kind of conversation kind of like going between individuals you can't really hear unless you'd want to roll one person.
I would
wanna
love to roll a perception check.
Okay, one
Sure.
person listening, only one, so we'll go with Remy.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, no advantage because this is by hearing.
Yeah,
Use your ear holes.
I'm decent at this. 21.
Not bad. You hear Brooke go kind of ask, "Are you okay? Like, is this okay?" And then you hear a female voice go, "What's happening? I don't understand what's going on." Then eventually you guys watch as Sully, who is currently covered in soot, and like in like a blacksmith apron, her hair is kind of tied up on her back, and she's like got a bunch of tools kind of shoved in her pockets. She kind of just like pokes her head in, sees all these people. Porky's still going, and the guy's still like writing. It's just like a pug, interesting. He's kind of like doing an illustration. As Sully just kind of steps in, like kind of like what is happening? Like suddenly walking into the principal's office and like all your parents, like your entire family's there or something, and you're just like, what happened?
It's a birthday party. Happy birthday.
I would like to insight Azra to see what she does when her eyes meet Sully.
Same. Oh my god, same.
Okay. Oh.
Nat 1, never mind. She's got eyeballs.
That is a nat 20.
Well, I'm glad somebody could see.
Well, I don't need to
you-
roll.
Yeah. Wow. Remy, as Sully comes in, you see her in this outfit. That's not Sully. Burke, what are you playing at? Greckles, as you insight Azra Sahar, you have a split second where she unsheaths her blade immediately.
What?
Yeah, she immediately pulls out the blade, and that is immediately replied with Brooke pulling out his blade, Doros and Stendon pulling out each of their blades. What are you guys doing?
I'm
Put it
pulling out
away.
my weapon and summoning a shield.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get appropriate music here.
Everyone pulls
actually,
out
this is
guns and
probably-
points them at each other.
All right, look, I didn't want to have to fight another dragon thing in the. All right, here we go.
Task
Uh,
will. Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me just. What are you gonna do? You're gonna pull out a weapon?
I was gonna
No.
do a thing.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say before anything happens, it's like a split second. This happens as you guys pull out your weapons. The scribe who's been writing what Borky says drops the scroll in the inkwell, and clutches at his holy symbol, and you see his hands kind of glow, and you watch as the strange figure who's been like chittering and skittering, his form warps almost instantly, and you see now coiled around Azra and the scribe a large centipede currently.
Oh.
That's fucking gross.
And it's like-
No thanks.
Panic is going to stop playing.
Just for the record, Greckles never pulled out his weapons. He's still kind of leaning against the wall with the foot up, just watching this.
Now,
Sully,
friends.
Sully jolts is just like, what is happening?
Now, friends. Let's not be hasty.
The centipede kind of coils and chitters, all the different legs kind of curling in and outwards, kind of spitting this almost like acidic venom in a way. Yeah,
Screaming word.
appropriate.
Oh my god, Huskies and Mukade aren't they?
About
Hey, Monty.
Mm-hmm.
Azra's still just standing there, right?
She's got her blade out. She's standing there, yeah.
Okay, does she look like she's in a defensive stance or an aggressive stance?
As you guys all pull out your weapons, you watch as she takes the blade. Task, what are you doing?
Well, I wasn't gonna pull out a weapon. Task was just gonna stand up and not remain. He's pretty much remaining the same stance. He's not pulling out a weapon. He's just looking at her. He was gonna ask her before the centipede showed up, but now I'm pretty much gonna shut up and let this go.
Okay. You watch as slowly she tilts the blade part down, clasps her other hand on the hilt, and immediately drops to a knee on the ground in front of Sully.
Yeah, I had the feeling.
Reflex, sorry.
Brork and Stendon and Doros go to sheath their blade. Brork is actually, I'm gonna roll for Brork. Yeah, Brork was so nervous. You watch as when he goes to sheath his blade, he actually catches his hand and kind of cuts his hand a bit. It's like, ow.
Ooh, well done.
Borky puts Gripples back into his bag. He actually pulled it out like a grenade.
Remy will sheath his sword and put his shield
Take
away.
a soda.
as you put Gripples away. One day.
None of you remind him. Remy's gonna put his weapons away.
Okay, yeah, you guys, shing shing. The only person who doesn't put a weapon away is Azra, who remains kind of seated there. I'm gonna get rid of the spooky, scary music because we're good now.
Yep.
You guys watch as Azra Sahar points the blade down, and she immediately goes, "My name is Azra Sahar. I've been sent by the guidance of your father, Solar, to assist you in whatever way you see fit. I am yours to command, and yours to use for any divine purpose." And she looks up to Sully, and Sully is just kind of like stunned. She's still confused. She kind of understands at the moment Solar is mentioned, though. She's kind of like, oh. And you notice, I'm gonna say Greckles and Borky, actually. I want you guys to roll perception checks.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 13.
That's a 13.
Let's see how stealthy he is. No, not stealthy at all. I've rolled like so many threes today.
Keep it up.
No, I'm getting a different dice.
Nope. Nope. Veto.
Borky and Greckles, as you guys are looking at Sully, you notice her shadow sheath the dagger.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Sully kind of stares, and Azra Sahar kind of rises to her feet and then resheaths her blade, and she goes, "What would you command me to do?" And Sully, there's a moment of pause, and Sully turns to you, Task, and points to Azra. She's not being subtle at all. She points to Azra and mouths the words, "Do you know her?" And she kind of does she's like ears. She's like a kobold. She's kind of
do all kobolds know each other?
charading. You just got
She's trying so hard.
Can I mouth to her? I want to try and mouth to her. That's what I want to know.
Sully sees that, and Azra sees that, and immediately just kind of looks to you, and then looks to Sully, a little bit confused. And Sully kind of nods, "Oh, okay." And she goes, "You're not the first one to come to me with guidance by my father. To be quite honest, I'm not quite sure what's happening. But wait, can you teach me how to fight?" And Azra's taken aback, "What?" And she's Sully looks to her and goes, "Can you teach me how to fight?" And Azra kind of looks confused and goes, Don't you know how to fight? You're the child of... What do you mean you don't know how to fight?
More of a healer, really.
Sully nods and goes, "Yeah, exactly what he said. I was taught to heal. I wasn't taught to fight that well. At least not to win. I was taught to defend myself, but nothing more. Can you teach me how to fight?" And Azra is kind of yes, yes, of course. I can teach you how to fight. We will begin immediately. Take off those things. We'll start." And Azra immediately leaves, and Brooke is just "What?" Looks at Sully. As Azra starts to go. What do you want to say?
Greckles wants to step forward, kicking off the wall. So I think you can find a better teacher than that.
Hold on, do we roll initiative now or later?
You do realize that she beat a whole bunch of paladins on their way here in a row.
Right?
Boy, you guys have no faith in what I'm trying to do.
Right when he says that, we just cut to Greckles being thrown out a 15th story window of a television. Sucks, he can't fly.
Oh, come on, that's a low blow for a Kenku. Why?
Azra freezes and turns to you, Greckles. And she goes, "Mind your place." And Sully turns to Azra and goes, "Hey, he's my friend. I want to hear
And
what he has to say."
And that's the thing, Miss Safar. You need to know your place. You walk in here. How much sovereignty have you violated of my home, of Alves, and of Sully's home? There is not an ounce of humility or humbleness in your heart. And there is not a soldier or warrior that I know who is worth their salt who doesn't have at least a shred of humility.
Azra is quiet. She looks at you like she's contemplating this, not to any extreme strain to herself. She seems to acknowledge what you said. And Sully turns and goes, yes, before training, I would ask that you politely apologize to whoever you hurt on your way here, because they, she looks to Brooke, and Brooke's just like, I don't know what's happening anymore. And Sully goes, because that was bad. Don't do that.
And she poops a snoot. Bad. Bad kobold.
Whack. Whack. Azra's kind of like, oh, great. Very well. And she kind of slowly makes her way out. Bork kind of turns to guards. I'll give her free access to the districts. We'll figure this out. The rest of you, go about your business. Go home. And the two of you, and he points to the giant centipede still there, like kind of still clicking its mandibles. And the guy who's once again picked up that scroll and is now drawing again. You have access to the lower district. Stay out of trouble. Oh, gods above, heaven help me.
I don't. Even if this isn't equated to that, I'm gonna roll a stealth check and chase after Azra.
Okay, absolutely.
Oh, can I help with a diversion?
22.
No, 22. I think he's good, but
Okay.
we'll see. This dice too. Forget
I
it.
am 3 feet tall. I think I got this.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna do a thing with Ragu and Huskly. So
Well, they're still there. So as you kind of trail Azra Sahar task, she actually begins, like, Sully actually kind of is keeping pace with her, and they're kind of actually discussing the nature of what Solar's trying to do. To keep this pretty streamlined, Azra believes that there is a higher destiny in play for every single one of these warriors, that they're going to be champions and they're going to be some sort of influential thing. Sully thinks that she needs to be prepared for something. It's kind of vague. And they're kind of like knocking heads over. The one thing that seemed to be kind of tripping up on is, why are Sully's visions and why are Azra's visions really cloudy and unclear? That is the thing that seems to be bothering them the most. And I will.
Okay, you say that. So I hear that, yes?
Yeah. It's more like just idle conversation. It's not really like any sort of, like, they're saying it out loud. They're just kind of like, yeah, this is kind of the way it is. Brooke is also there, kind of overseeing. I'm gonna see if he notices you. No, does not. Wow, I have not rolled above anything.
He does not see race as that are kobolds.
Jesus. Okay. So he doesn't notice you either. Stendon and Doros appear to be heading back to their respective posts. Doros is probably going to go home.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's had a rough day. And as you guys kind of make your way through the city, everything's kind of back to normal. There's a lot of bustle as you kind of follow them. Is there anything you'd like to do? They're about to reach the High District as you are kind of trailing behind them.
I was gonna have a quick conversation with those two prior to this.
Oh, they're still there. They're just in the jail. They're just standing there like, what do we do now?
Well,
Like,
Ragu, Huskly, was it?
you watch as like the centipede snaps and contorts until it twists back into that robed form, which is still kind of skittering the fingers together and kind of itching at the gloves.
If you have nothing else to do and you do have access to the lower district, I invite you to our pub.
Ah! Ragu grabs you by the neck. Do you stop him?
No.
He like wraps his arm around your neck and goes, I can regale you all about the legends of Azra Sahar. In these new lands, you'll love it. Oh, a drink and a good story.
Oh, okay. Well,
Those
a
are
drink
the
at
things
least.
to live for. Oh no, you gotta hear at least. He pats you on the stomach. You gotta hear at least one story, one legend of her title.
Well,
As a bard, would I have heard any of these legends before?
good question.
Roll knowledge history with disadvantage, because this is not something you would know in these regions.
Heck.
Panic has a bard friend.
Like, he had a holy symbol. It's clear.
Whatever.
Knowledge history, you said? Knowledge religion?
Knowledge history.
is a
5. Not a clue. You're just like, what? You've heard story about Ruba, like all kinds of Ruba legends. It is definitely like written with a lot of like fanfare and a lot of like like it's just like it's a little too unbelievable at times, but it's still entertaining. Especially in regards to like kind of the like places of gold and values and things like that, like valuables and like it's like it said like it's like there's stories that Ruba was built on top of the greatest dragon treasure trove of all time and things like that, like these sort of like Road to El Dorado style like legends in a way. But you've no idea about anything he's referencing, and he seems so hyped to talk about it, like it's like his thing. Task, as you are trailing Azur Zahar, they're almost made it to
Oh,
the
I
edge
say
of
out
the
loud,
district.
I'm not finished with you.
Azur Zahar turns. If it is against my quarry's orders, or if it is, I am not done with you either.
Good. then we
None
see
of
eye
us.
to eye.
None of us are. She kind of spits on the ground. And then Sully kind of turns and goes, hey, please, could you mind? They're my friends. Nazar goes, I apologize. And kind of raises her head, half-ass apology. And they go inside. to
I
the
don't
house
need
they
your
see.
apology. I need information.
She's gone.
Damn it.
She's not nice. She doesn't like you. And who's to say? Your answers might not be with her though. As you guys kind of make your way out of the jail, Kay kind of looks.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, where did Bork go?
He went with Sully and with Azra Sahar.
Can I catch him?
Well, you had Task following stealthily. And I mean, you could catch the other guards, Stendon or Doros, probably a lot
Curses.
easier. Yeah.
You know what? I have a rapport with Doros. I'm gonna approach Doros.
He kind of looks at you as you walk up to him. He's kind of rubbing his arm.
Doros, do you have a moment?
He nods.
Question. I know you're a man of few words, but you work with Commander Bronzefang on a semi-regular basis, yes?
He nods.
Has he been acting strange at all to you?
Kind of warbles his head side to side, like.
More so than usual.
And Doros kind of scratches the back of his head and kind of looks side to side, like doesn't really know what to say. He opens his mouth and just closes his mouth and kind of shrugs.
Insight?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, please. 9? Please roll low.
This man has a stone face. You have no idea what is.
Literally.
Yeah. You are unsure.
Look, if there is a more discreet way to let me know, please do. I have concerns about the commander.
Brooke kind of looks at you like, "Whoa, you have concerns about the commander?" Like almost like, okay. He nods his head like,
You mean Doros does?
Yeah,
Doros.
Bork? I was like, wait.
No, sorry, Doros does. Doros nods his
Okay.
head. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Doros nods his head like, but kind of like
Stealth
not
roll.
fully committed towards this plan because he's not quite sure what's happening, but he's being nice, at least cordial.
I'll pat him on the shoulder and let him go.
Well, you have to get on your tippy toes there, sir, but you can try.
Well, I'll pat him on the arm. There's a part of his arm I can reach.
Yeah, you reach his arm. Clang clang. He's tall. He's a tall lad. All right. So the rest of you guys, I'm assuming, kind of reconvene together.
Yep.
Probably go to the tavern. I'm assuming.
I was gonna see if Ragu and Huskly were gonna follow.
Oh God, yeah. The moment you mention tavern, the moment you mention any sort of place of like drink and just revelry, they're just like Huxley, not so much. Ragu,
Huxley,
100%. Huxley is just like he seems to be just kind of along for the ride. You're not really sure. He doesn't seem to move with a lot of purpose. He just kind of is there, nervously, and it's like everything that's happening. he's, like,
Huxley, what's wrong? You're safe.
There's so many lights here, so many eyes.
Well, don't worry about it because our tavern is rather dark.
Oh, good, excellent.
Is there something I can do to help you take the edge off?
I don't know.
Or
Where's?
are you hungry or?
I'm sorry not to cut in here, Greckles. Oh, hi, Porky the Orc. What are you?
He kind of like just skitters and hides behind Ragu. And Ragu just starts laughing and he goes, "Oh yeah, this one. He's I think that's a story to be told later on if the drinks are to our satisfaction." He gives you guys a wink.
Well, if it's anything that I'm thinking of, I mean, our chef is a halfling with a fish head.
He immediately pulls out a new scroll and starts like writing. He's like, "I'm gonna have to pick up more scrolls while I'm here. This is gonna be great."
Oh, just wait.
As you guys make your way to your tavern.
I guess Task is last since he.
Yeah, question. Are we allowed to talk on the way to the tavern?
Sure, if you want to.
Since Task was lagging behind, I'm gonna kind of wait for him and walk back to the tavern with him if he is in a talking mood.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it so all you guys are together, not to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are all in the group together, and Ragu is just laughing. He's like drawing a woman who's buying a vase, and just kind of like, look at that color. Like he's totally like a tourist taking photos, but like drawing them.
At this point, Greckles would just be trying to entertain the both of them positively.
Okay.
Task, do you have a moment?
Task is blankly muttering to himself curses in Draconic about how much he has one chance to get some insight about something he came to this town for in any sort of capacity, and it just walks away and it's hidden behind a veil of laws, and Task just looks like the kid who got fucking punched in the face and was punished for it, and he's muttering to himself about justice. But then, like, do you like? He's not looking at you just yet.
Got it. I apologize. My Draconic is a tad rusty.
Task snaps out of it. Oh, what?
Well, that was an interesting interaction the two of you had, and yet you seem to not know her at all, yet she knows you quite well.
She knows my leader. My former leader.
And that is a gripe she has with you.
I don't know much about my leader. I only know that my sister hated his guts, but we all followed him regardless. What she said struck a chord.
About you being a deserter of some kind. What?
No, not me. Our leader itself. Most of the folks in Oath Iron had a very vicious practice from my clan. It's no secret that we've gone out and raiding parties, stolen eggs from other red scales or any other scales just to indoctrinate them into the clan.
So she is displeased with the means of your leader and takes it out on his subjects.
It seems that way, yes.
I see. I suppose I can understand her frustrations. Though I'm more curious about where she came from. You wouldn't happen to know anything about her, or where she might have been prior to this.
But I do! You hear Ragu say as he lifts up an arm. I can tell you all the tales of Azrastahar.
How about if I ask you about a particular question rather than you regaling tales of a war hero I am not interested in?
How much is a drink in these lands?
It's
Depends
on
on
me for a good story.
You're paying. Very well, what do you wish to know? Do you wish to hear the tale of the Sun Maw, the breaker of the black chains, the awe-inspiring sight of the blocker of the thousand
What does
arrows?
she know about the Dwellers?
The Dwellers.
The Dwellers of Iron Oath. What does she know?
She knows that they are cowards who ran. She speaks very little of them. But very loud in the mind.
What little did she speak of?
That they took her children from her and ran.
Task
And
is just saying, they're just like, oh no.
Oh,
And
hang
left-
on. I need to make a note of this. So they specifically took her children?
Oh yeah, all of them. You get the sense. As Ragu explains, from what I hear in the darkest time of the red scale kobolds of Ruba, and he's kind of like telling this tale in the center of the town. At the darkest hour, when the black chains were ruling most of Ruba under the guise of the corrupt sultan, they were sending to each reaches of the land. First, they went for the elves. Next, the three Kreen. And then, on the edges of the ocean, they went for the red scale kobolds.
What were they
Your
exactly?
raid.
What were they
The
exactly?
red, the red scales?
No, the black chains.
Oh, they were humans and elves, evil men.
Oh.
They had a nasty streak to them. They drooled or were greedy over the riches of Ruba that lied beneath the sand, as many are, many travelers and many others. dwarves in particular, but they don't like our hot weather. And as you guys are standing there, as a dwarf kind of walks by, he goes, yeah, you got that right. And he kind of keeps walking. So you guys are kind of having this story in public. He's kind of guarded like a couple of people listening to. It was there that the kobolds had their last stand. Most would die before succumbing to the chains, and many did. But it was the last clan, the Southern clan. Those were the kobolds you would be afraid of. Every last one of them, from child to adult, would fight with every last breath. They were wise, had tacticianers and traps, and their technologies, now lost to time, was incredible. Your species, your race, and he points to you, has a knack for these things. Beyond what I believe even dwarves and elves could have. But every time it comes, it dies. It's almost like a phoenix of technology. It's awe-inspiring. From what I understand, it was a last stand between the Southern Red Kobolds and the Black Chains. Now, the Black Chains had the firepower and the numbers, but your kind had the perseverance, the hard-headedness to survive. That was, and you watch as he pulls out a pipe and kind of cleans it and sticks it in his mouth. Before your leader took half of the numbers and ran. What was a potential close battle was an immediate loss before the war horns even rang out. As you guys kind of walk on forward, the clouds above begin to gray a bit. From what I hear, every kobold captured that day had a chain lashed around their neck, so tight that every time they took a drink of water, they were reminded of who they belonged to. They went into the deepest part of the mines because of their vision, and their toxic gas and monsters ripped them asunder. Azra Sahar's very ears were ripped from her body by the masters that whipped her to be sold to buy the very drink we intend to drink later. Just why the ribbons are in its place. She earned them back, I'd say. There are more stories to be had, but I want that drink first. Right, Huxley?
I want to go home.
You got it, Huxley.
That's depressing.
I'm
Borky
gonna
just
look at
says
it. What is
awkwardly.
Task's reaction to hearing that story?
Task is like he's giving just like this fucking intense glare. It's unexpressionless. It's just a blank face waiting for more of the story. And if the worst case, the worst is like, how about that drink? Task would have just like jumped over the bar, grabbed a bottle, and handed it to him. Speak.
Okay, you guys make your way up to the front of the bar, and as you do, both of your guards are missing at the front, and there's a bit of a commotion inside.
Borky immediately runs inside. Oh no, the business!
Before you can even reach the door, you watch as Vel has grabbed like 2 dwarves in each big, giant, meaty hand, and it's like, enough fighting! And she tosses them into the street, and you watch as Arlo, with 2 arms, is dragged out like 6 elves, who are all like swearing, and they're just like, screw you, you beard-wearing like cheater, and they're just like, they just dump them out onto the street. And they're like, go home, it's too early to be this drunk. And they are like, they kind of take their fight elsewhere.
Question, what is Vel race-wise?
She's a Goliath, but she's weirdly short for a Goliath.
Okay.
Yeah.
So similar to Doros, but much shorter.
Yeah, she's about the same height as Borky, maybe slightly above.
Dude, okay, good.
But yeah, she's
Sorry.
But Doros is way taller. Like, it's almost like strange. She's almost like a dwarven version of a regular
Goliath.
Goliath.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, what was that, Kurt?
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Borky turns to Arlo. Ah, that's good. Now that is good work on your first day. That's what I'm telling you.
Borky just taps him on the chest a couple of times.
Good work, young man. You're doing us proud.
Do not touch me.
Ah, don't worry about it. You'll get used to me.
Borky slaps him on the shoulder and walks inside.
You watch as mist kind of rises out from the side of his mouth as he grimaces his teeth, and rolls his eyes, and slams up against the post and kind of crosses his arms.
Oh, go ahead.
Panic's just gonna, like, just sort of wave at Arlo. Don't mind him. He's a little much at times.
There are some of my siblings who are the same way. Much to my distress.
Still, he had the point. Keep it up.
Gives a thumbs up.
As Greckles walks past him as the last one in. Good fucking job, dude.
You
Roll
want
a
to
charisma check.
you want to smoke? You want to smoke weed?
Freckles over here.
Oh, that's a 13.
You roll an insight check on Arlo. Greckles. No one else can do this because you're their dog.
Oh no!
No.
You got inspiration?
Natural
one. Dun,
That's a
dun,
natural.
dun.
He thinks you're the bee's knees. You are the coolest cat in the club.
Hell yeah,
As you
dude.
walk by him.
You gotta be an asshole to deal with assholes, kids.
You are going.
Take-
You are.
take a
going-
lesson.
Actually, I wanted to say something to Arlo. Is that possible? Because I know
Yeah,
Grex
he's-
wanted to be the last one in.
He's standing there. He's standing there.
Okay.
You can come in afterwards. I don't see why not.
Okay. I didn't want to step on Greckle's toes.
Claws.
Fine.
What? Can I insight his
Talons.
demeanor?
Claws. Talons.
Sure, you can
Just
insight
like
his
neutral
demeanor.
Demeanor, whatever the heck that is. I guess folded arm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead. Roll
lost
it in. Oh, we lost him. Here he comes.
No, I'm
Here
here.
it is.
Hang on. I'm waiting for
Uh,
it to roll. 10.
And
He's pissed
Booty.
off, right?
just teenager. There's like
Teenagers,
no other
right?
no other way to describe it. Teenager.
All right. I'm gonna walk up. Time to be good cop, bad cop.
He sighs the moment you step up to him, just like, oh my god.
Well, I must say that was well done, boy.
Look, can you not be calling me boy?
Yes, I would be more than happy to call you by your actual name as soon as you begin to show me some respect, along with
Oh,
everyone else for that matter.
We've been in the times that we've met each other. You've called me boy. I kicked your ass, and now we're talking again. So I don't know in what moment I could show respect besides like shaking your hand, but I didn't want to do that because my father was right there, and he'd make it all embarrassing. So just leave me alone. You want me to be cool? Just leave me alone.
The youth is wasted on the young. All right, Arlo. And then he'll walk back inside.
Besides, I don't even know your name. He says under his breath.
Do I hear it?
Roll a perception check.
All right. Also, he does. I said it to him.
Doesn't remember it.
No, he doesn't remember.
I just remember his name.
Bird person.
18. I hear that shit.
Let me roll a stealth check for him.
A stealth check?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Nope. I keep rolling. That was a 1. You
Thank
totally
you.
heard it. Yeah. I thought it was an 11 at first, but nope. No dreams for me. You hear it.
Very, very called out, so everyone is gonna hear it. Lord Remus Corbeau, Arlo.
Oh, hi, Remy.
God, you're just like my father. And he just kind of shakes his head.
Remy's gonna smirk at that.
Okay. You guys head on in. The place is quite occupied, actually, as the sun is kind of making its way down, the day progressing as it has. There is currently a set of 3 dwarves dancing at your guys' stage with the Green Kobold currently playing like a full-on like fiddle song while the dwarves are completely dancing. It's actually a very impressive act. It's very cool. There are drinks being served, different tables with rowdy customers kind of doing. Also, quite a few gnolls. It appears that your guys' words has kind of gotten around the town. And it appears that Zerth has sent a few gnolls to come check out the place, and they seem to be
dear.
kind of sitting
Dope.
down and yeah. One of them's just eating like a lamb leg. It's just got a whole leg, and it's just tearing into it. And like you just hear him say, "This is lovely seasoning," and they're just kind of like ripping into it.
Ties the back. Oh, thank you.
A single tear run down. Task, you see Zotira in the corner with appears to be like a picture book with Taurus, and you hear her speaking in like Draconic to him. It's just like, this is where we eat. You see that they have the fork? They use that to eat. She flips the next page. She goes, this is a spoon. Like she's just teaching him like
That's adorable.
like this is a spoon. This is also used to eat.
Task
I
will
don't.
speak up on her and actually say in Draconic, is you feel that this is actually a level of knowledge he can pertain?
Yes, he is like a child, not like an animal.
I do apologize. I don't know True Dragon's age restrictions. If so, then I pat him on the head. I will treat Tarsk with a lot more respect.
Yes, absolutely. If you treat them poorly, especially those that are taken away from the nest and hatched in civilizations like this, they become resentful and violent. So it is best to give them a positive introduction to all this. And she kind of points to the tavern like, wow. As there's kind of like this whole shebang, and you watch as like the dwarves are kind of doing like a full-on like sort of like river dance style, like kick out dance. Tarask, his head's kind of on like kind of to the beat, like almost like he wants to like dance too.
That's awesome.
There's a damn hell of a party happening here. Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's
You
time.
watch as Ragu. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I was
go ahead.
just like, Ragu, come get a drink here. Meet Helga, the bartender. Ace.
You walk over. Ragu kind of sits, kind of opening up his hand, waiting for that drink. And you watch as Helga turns and goes, "Welcome to bar. Do not break anything." And Ragu goes, "Well, aren't you a ravishing sight for the eyes?" He's gonna attempt to be charming.
Greckles would be. We don't have to do anything, but Greckles would be talking to Zoltira just to check up with her.
Okay. As Ragu kind of plays these sort of honeyed words, Helga is no stranger to bullshit. She blinks once and goes, "You are playing full price. I do not care. Full price."
That sucks. That didn't work out for you. Anyways,
You guys find a seat.
Borky puts down on the counter the hag goblet. Oh, this old thing, Ragu? This is my hag goblet. Funny story about that. I suplexed the hag to death. I did it. I grabbed her. She was 9 feet tall, not even exaggerating. Grabbed her, and I suplexed her so hard, nailed the pin, perfect Northern Light suplex, and broke her neck. 1, 2, 3.
I'm so proud of you, Curtis.
This is a living nightmare. Someone who gives a shit about Porky's boasting.
Yeah, and he can't even get that first sip of the drink. He's got another scroll out, and he's going to town
Hey,
immediately.
Monty, Helga's behind the bar, yes?
Yes, she's behind the bar. She's cleaning some glasses out. Looks like it's been pretty busy since you guys left.
Remy would like to approach that bar
I'm
in
gonna
an
help
attempt
you.
to get her attention.
Yes, I'm right here.
Yes. Question for you. We wouldn't happen to have any drinks based around Eastern Isles culture, would we? You'll forgive me, I'm not familiar with the stock that the owners keep here.
Yeah, well, no, we do not. If you would like that, you go to an Eastern Isles place, but they don't usually sell alcohol after these hours. So good luck.
Interesting.
But if you'd like actual alcohol, we have a very assortment amounts of wine and ale.
Greckles sneezes off screen.
Something sophisticated, I suppose.
Right.
Didn't we cut a deal with that winery we saved?
Yeah, she looks at you. She looks you dead in the eye, and like it's like the lines connect, and she goes, "I got just the thing," and she just turns around and disappears.
Panic off screen. If he's getting the good stuff, make him pay full
With
price.
all due respect, Helga, you're intimidating as it is, but that look is terrifying.
No, you're going to drink. She walks out with a wine glass full. He's like, "They are going to drink all of this. You're not going to waste a drop. Do you want
Wait,
to do it?" No, look at me. Look at me.
Yes.
You and I.
I am the Capitan now.
She grabs you. She goes,
Look at me.
"You and I are in a den of idiots. Do you understand me?
No, I'm well aware, believe me.
You need this.
The craziest thing is I suplexed another guy through a glass window.
Please, drink the whole thing. Suffer with me."
Helga, I am begging you to split it with me.
Oh, she like does the thing where she like reaches out and then clasps your face.
Go.
Like
What's
it's-
the beak?
I like you. You will last a long time here.
I certainly hope so.
She pats you on the cheek and she
Oh.
kind of tries to smooth out the feathers.
Ugh.
And she kind of lets you to sit, and then she takes another wine glass and halves it, and then slides you on, and just downs the whole wine glass for her. It's like a shot.
Impressive.
Mm.
You'll forgive me with my stature. If I did that, I would not walk out of here.
No, it is fine. You have weak bones. It is fine. You have many other
It's not so
things.
much.
Hollow
It-
bones.
It's more my constitution after multiple of these. I don't
Yes.
want a repeat of the ball, if at all possible.
Excellent. Also, speaking of which, tell Bird did good job, but don't let it get to his head.
Wait, good job with the. Oh, right. Greckles!
What?
Good job.
Love you, Helga.
Dude, ugh, no.
Maybe return the thing, though. Helga, he really needs to return that.
Yeah, he should absolutely return Bull. If we have evidence here, I will get in trouble, and I will not be getting in trouble.
No, I absolutely... Oh, this is delicious. Where is this from?
It's actually made here in Ilavest, up in the
That
winery.
is not possible. Why have I
she's-
never sampled this?
She's relaying all the information about the wine and how it's made. Greckles, you approach Satira, and she's like kind of finished the book, and she goes, "It's the end." And as she ends the book, like Taurus has kind of this crisis, is just like starts clawing at the book, and she goes, "Okay, we'll do it again." She goes, "This is a plate." Like she's going through the book again.
Got your hands full, Zoltera.
Oh yes, it's wonderful. It's very, very nice to see you. I don't think I remember your name. We only talked the one time, so.
Oh no, it's fine. It's Greckles actually.
It's excellent. Assuming she put the hat on you.
Yeah.
This is quite a great place. I don't know how good it is for raising a dragon, but this is good. I'm also potentially going to be putting an application in here to be hired as a server. There are rumors that your one server, Alice, and she points to Alice, who's currently like just dumping like 50 drinks on this table of Knolls. The moment she drops those drinks, the Knolls are like, "Bah!" Like they're all like super hype. And she's just like, Jesus Christ, what is happening? And Zotira turns like, of course, the focus of me being here is to obviously nanny and teach.
Well, that's fair enough. Have you been adjusting well?
Oh yes. I mean, there's one thing that bothers me, but I think it's been fully explained to me. The children played this game called kickball.
Right.
And there's this ball, and they beat the shit out of it, and I don't know what the ball did. I don't know what the ball did to entice such violence, but you know, it's.
It knows what it did.
Zoltera, let me ask you a question.
Oh dear.
When,
Okay.
When you were in your original form, did you ever just pick up a boulder and throw it as hard as you can just to see what you could do?
No, that's bad. I could kill people with that.
Well, that's fair, but I mean, have you ever just kicked a rock or thrown a rock or just to see what would happen, just for fun?
The first time, yes, I suppose.
That's kind of the same idea, except there's a little bit of structure.
So don't stop though; it just happens. It's never ending.
There are rules to the game. It's just
Oh.
I'm not sure anyone's ever explained them to you.
It's very hard when no one understands you. So that's it's a bit of a barrier there. But I see. I will understand this. Don't worry. And I must learn to set my own pace as to my father's instructions.
Well, and give it enough time, and you'll do all right. Just I understand your stature. Just always be careful around here, though. We've had some weird things happen.
Oh, so fair. If anything bad happens that I'm allowed to deal with, I'll turn into a dragon and I'll freeze it.
Can you freeze it with? Grickles gets kind of up close and a little worried. Can you do it without turning into a dragon, just to save that low profile?
I can, but we're not supposed to unless we are told to. Which, in Gado's case, you foolishly did that. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a fair statement then. Just I trust your judgment, Zoltera.
Yes. No unnecessary violence.
Okay.
None in my friendship will be like the ball that is being kicked.
It also seems like your brother's doing a fine job of taking care of that mess.
Yeah. Anyway, I should be getting on with the shape lesson with Taurus,
Absolutely.
so
Sorry to
should be
keep you.
going. Oh, it's all good. Good night. And she kind of picks up Taurus like and kind of like waddles off like she's scaring. And you watch as Taurus being taken away from the fanbears like crying almost like an infant. Like he's looking at you, Task, like help me! Why? Like, but it's obviously it's time for him to go. Assuming now all of you have kind of gone about your business, Ragu and Huxley sit at a seat and kind of like kick up their feet and start drinking.
I take a seat right next to Ragu.
Okay, you slide on in like a cafeteria seat, which is weird because these are round tables. The rest of you guys, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna hang out with Huxley because I actually know what the hell he is.
Okay, you sit down next to Huxley, and the moment you sit down to him, he recoils from your presence. Not in like a mean way, but in just like, like he's just like.
Huxley, it's fine. I get that all the time.
Remy was actually, once he was done drinking with Helga, he was going to take his glass and pour out a little bit into a second glass, and then he was going to go find Greckles.
Okay, Greckles is currently taking a seat next to the weirdos.
Got it.
Thanks.
You will see Remy walk up with a wine glass.
Oh, what's the special occasion there?
I just thought you could use a drink. And then he's going to look like he wants to toast them.
Oh, okay. I guess that's fine. A little kampai never hurt.
Kampai. And you hear him say it with like a very thick accent, but you've never heard him speak that language before.
Whoa.
And he taps the glass.
Greckles will get in that tapping.
You will never hear me say this out loud again, but I could just see Greckles in the back of his head. Nissan.
Panic, what are you doing as you've kind of been mulling about?
Panic's gonna get up on stage and do a set.
While the performance is happening?
Well, what performance is happening?
The fiddle playing
To be fair,
kobold.
that's a very panic. Like the performance.
If
doesn't
it's
start till
not
I'm on
me,
stage.
there is no performance.
Oh, it's great to
guys
have
are-
some goddamn music in this place, finally.
Panic, these are people from the musical menagerie.
No,
They're
Panic
your
will probably
friends.
just sit at the bar and
Okay. There will be a gap if you do want to do that, absolutely.
yeah, he'll just get liquored up for the next set.
Oh, God.
Oh, great. The rest of you guys sit down with Huxley and Ragu, and they kind of just sit there. And like Ragu sits up, is like, "All right, what story do you want to hear of now?"
I'm curious if you have any tales of cultists.
Cultists in Ruba?
I mean, are there?
There can be. There's cultists everywhere. Big cultists, though. Not
How
really.
about specifically ones to maybe, I don't know, say the north? Maybe they worship a red dragon as opposed to another color.
Dragons. We got lots of blue dragons in
Taz
in
just
Ruba.
like stiffens the fuck up when he says.
They also have some metal. He starts snapping his finger. The metal, one of the metal dragons. I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe there's 3 of them. There's the coast one, the one that's in the desert. That's the one we have. We call them chatty dragons. They if you get caught by one, you're some cases. I got stuck with one for 5 years myself. I had to tell him every single story I had under my belt, and then eventually he let me go.
Does the
Oh.
name Darkus mean anything to you?
He shakes his head. No.
Black Scale Dragonborn?
Don't have any Dragonborn in Ruba. I think I've seen 2.
All right, then riddle me this then. I know I'm going back to information that you scarcely have, but this deserter of the Red Scales, did he have any obsession with the dark arts or black magic?
You watch as Ragu kind of scratches his head. You get the sense that he knows this knowledge secondhand from Azra. So, for what details Azra would have provided him, there may have been a lot of things not told, obviously. He kind of scratches, he goes, Azra's mentioned that he claimed to have visions. Whether this was a magical sort of thing or a falsehood or truthful, he kind of shrugs. There was something that Azra said about his paranoia, though, a fear of something. He was not as strong as the other kobolds, is what I heard, and so that can do something to a man. As he takes a sip, that's good. I don't answer questions, though, to be fair, my friend. I tell stories, so if you would like to select a story which I can tell from the great titles of Azra Sahar, I'd be glad to regale you.
Very well. Give me her most prized title and the story behind that.
Oh, most prized title. I'd say Breaker of the Black Chains. Yes, and he turns to Huxley, and Huxley's like,
It smells weird in here.
So, Huxley, how long you been traveling along with everybody?
I don't have a good sense of time.
It's just like time of day. All right.
What year is it?
Everything.
Hey, hey, Ragu. Geez, how long he's been traveling with you here?
Oh, we picked him up in the sands. What time? I think it was right after we usurped the. Oh no, it was when we were usurping the corrupt Sultan of the Sands. Yes, Huxley's been one of our most prized companions. He has a way with nature, I would say. Isn't that right,
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
What are you in relation to this? Because it sounds like you had a hand in these titles.
Oh, me. I am Ragu, great lore teller of Ruba. I was once the almost enslaved servant to the corrupt sultan himself for a long time. I escaped and was captured by the dragon, and I was one of Azra Sahar's most loyal and dedicated assistants. Not that she ever realizes that, but she marches to the beat of her own drum.
She started her own resistance then.
Oh, yes. Let me tell you the tale of the breaker of the black chains of Ruba. This is a good tale. As you know, as I told you before, the red scale kobolds of the south were taken over by the black chains, taken in as slaves. More than a handful were taken in. It was dark times for all of them. While most of the races worked the surface digging for gold, the kobolds were sent to the bowels of the earth where the dangers and fire lay. Most, if not all, died within the first few months. Fumes from various different mineral deposits was enough to, peel the skin from any human, much less the scale of a red scale kobold. But it was Azra Sahar, a kobold with no ears, who traveled and traversed into the deepest parts. She had this almost feral instinct to live, and there she found the stone that lay in the hilt of her mighty blade, the Sunbane. That is to say, not the bane of the sun, but the bane from the sun. She found that stone, and using it, she was able to break the chains, free the slaves, and lead a revolt against the Black Chains. Of course, they were a poison in the land. They weren't in just one localized space. So then began the systematic overthrowing of such people. It was amazing. He takes a sip. This was before my time. I heard most of this secondhand. This is great. What is this? He's just drinking.
What is the state of the government then at this point?
Alcohol.
There is a prince now in place, the son of the Sultan, the corrupt Sultan. The corrupt Sultan was overthrown by Azra Sahar, decapitated by her very own sword, and hoisted into the city streets to be played with like a ball. But that's an entire story for another time. The Black Chains were proving very dangerous. They began to lay traps for Azra Sahar, began to fear the kobold with no ears. Her name before her titles. It was systematic. Azra would come in, usually through tunnels underground, as your people were quite good at. She would begin to break the chains, begin to train them in arms deep in the depths of the most unhospitable places, and then she would lead the revolt, taking down its leaders and making examples of them to the corrupt Sultan who leaded the Black Chains. He had a thirst for gold and jewels that he tossed away his empathy for, and how he swallowed that empathy with the edge of a blade.
Do any remnants of the Black Chain still exist?
They have been completely wiped out, if you can believe it. Absolutely, every single one. And the moment even one is mentioned, they are snuffed out before one could even, he just kind of flicks his empty drink down and slams the cup down, before one could finish a drink.
She must be considered a war hero amongst her people.
Oh, she is a legend. Some people don't believe her legend. And those that have met her are left with something. She is cold, I guarantee you that. And he kind of flashes you a smile task. Colder than the ice and colder than the coldest nights of Ruba.
Red Scales are not known for modesty.
And war will do that to a person.
But her drive is something impressive. Nothing stops her.
You would almost say that she has a fierce determination to survive, yes?
I think that was something she had to do, given the circumstances.
Remy's gonna look at Task.
Sounds familiar. Tasha says out loud as he looks to Helga asking for a drink. Boy, does that sound familiar.
It seems the two of you are not as different as you might think.
No, but I adjusted to the city. She has not. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look like she has a year to adjust to that. I was the lucky one.
In her defense, I feel like she acted appropriately under the circumstances. Disagree with her as I may.
Under that hard outer shell is a deep, soft inert.
Huxley kind of clasps his hands together and just sort of like, it's getting creepier. He's very weird.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, you're a fun guy, Huxley.
Well, I don't know what that means, but thank you.
His head is just twitching all around the place.
Huxley's
War will
best
change a
boy.
person. It doesn't surprise me that at one time she was a much more compassionate person.
Oh, this wasn't war though. It was, I think it was 10 years of slavery, and then probably 10, between 10 and 15. The day she was in a cave, she doesn't quite recall. And then more years of just straight rebellion, guerrilla warfare. Does change
It's
a person.
amazing she still has her wits about her.
It's amazing she still has all of her limbs.
It speaks to her fighting prowess.
Not much to her humility.
No.
That's worrisome.
To be fair, when you've spent your entire life trying to survive, you tend to have a chip on your shoulder. She's probably gone through her entire life being expected to do nothing of importance.
This conversation you two are having with each other, you just see Task's ears just lower, and he just looks at his.
Should I even insight that, or will you give it to me?
Oh no, it's there. You see it.
What is it?
It's you're pretty much like you're describing the red scales and how much is a chip on your shoulder, and it's just Task is hearing this, and he's just like, "Oh my god, that was me."
That was both of us, Task. Don't worry about it. Remy, you and I need to have a long talk one of these days and a lot of drinks.
We do?
Yes, we do.
Oh, all right.
No, it's nothing bad. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank the gods.
There's just a lot about me that I don't think you know.
Yes, I don't disagree.
Well,
You.
Well, oh, what?
What is it doing?
He's like jabbing at you, Borky.
You.
Yeah.
Borky, I think he likes you.
What?
I do not like him. I have questions about him.
Wait, what's your question, then?
You're green.
That is a statement.
Borky sips deep from his sips deep from his hag skull.
Don't I know it?
Yeah.
It ain't easy being it.
Oh, yeah, green. My mum was green. My dad was a darker shade of green. But, yeah.
Him.
And he lifts out a hand and points to you, Panic.
He's got devil blood in him.
Wow, subtlety he has not.
He's a centipede. What do you expect?
I love it. It's great.
He's just a pile of rags. You still don't know what he looks like.
Didn't he come out?
Does Panic react
No,
to that?
he
I'm
transformed.
curious to see how he feels about that
Oh,
just
he
being thrown
transformed.
out there
Okay.
casually.
Panic just sort of holding a glass in his hand, looks up at his horns. I mean, yeah.
Have you ever seen one?
I'm wearing one.
No, not that. Have you ever seen a chasma?
What did he say?
A chasma.
A chasma. A chasma. Intelligence. Sorry, what do we roll for that? Because I have no idea.
Yeah,
what
what do we roll?
Knowledge, Arcana, Panic with advantage. Panic, you have advantage.
Oh, great. All right.
That's a 16.
A 7.
9.
17.
13.
Okay, Borky, your father killed one of these.
Oh.
They are demons specifically. They are demons that resemble like mosquitoes. They look like giant insects.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that hurts me to my fucking core.
Ew.
God.
Do they like? Do they just like drink a person till they're nothing but like a small little like husk?
You don't know too much. They do seem to like attack with a proboscis.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad.
Tucky.
So they look like mosquitoes, but like what exactly are they?
They're demons.
Oh, they're demons. They are demons.
Yeah.
Got it.
You getting some flashbacks there, Taka?
I just love seeing them get small, baby.
Borky just nods. So is his drink.
Oh, yes. I've seen one of those. Not for long, but, for a while.
I see. I see. Excellent.
Was he
I
what?
demand sustenance.
What?
He just starts smashing his hands on the table.
What? Mr. Bobbington!
Borky claps his hands.
Okay, you clap your hands, and the moment you clap your hand, you see as Scarbles like walks past the table into view, turns to you, Borky, locks eyes, and you see her now clean her body after her bath. She just looks to you and hisses like, and then runs.
You know that bath was needed. Some neighbors were complaining.
You watch as Alice walks up to the table and goes, can I help?
Could you ask Mr. Bobbington what you best would give a giant bug for a meal?
Ugh. And Ragu kind of laughs and goes, looks like you caught on, huh?
I mean, it's a little obvious, isn't
I mean,
it?
Yeah, it kinda is.
I mean, that's a very long, like, armored dog.
Look, I didn't want to say anything, but my kind used to eat those all the time, so I just wanted to keep my mouth shut.
It's fine. We ate you all the time too.
Oh, good. So the feeling's mutual. Just
Ah.
take it down.
Yeah.
Great.
We're
You
all
watch-
we're all friends.
You watch as the mask is removed. You see a large set of pincer mandibles come out, and just like an array of eyes. You don't get quite the detail, but as he kind of leans forward, all 4 of the arms come forward. This would be a 3 cream.
Great.
Yeah, they are desert-dwelling bug people.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's-
Tea Green!
Yeah.
What are they called again? Sorry.
3 cream. They're
TRI-KREEN.
Mhm. Freckles, the reason why this is familiar to you is you have something like this in the Eastern Isles.
Oh
They're
yeah.
bigger and they're beetles. They're not like insects, they're like massive beetles.
Okay.
And they
Neato.
are, yeah, they're kind of generally keep to themselves, don't want to be bothered, don't bother them. They just want to be left alone.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. You haven't really met one? You've seen one. You haven't really talked to one. This is definitely different though than what you've known.
Right.
And he just quickly like kind of looks around the tavern and just puts the mask right back on and retracts
mean-
the lids back inside.
I mean, we could get you like some worms, maybe. We don't really have any giant herbivoric insects.
I demand bread.
That we can do that.
Quick warning, it does make you fat.
That's okay. I need it.
He just kind of like taps his fingers together, and Ragu just kind of shakes his head and looks and goes, "Well, I need to stop regaling my stories for tonight. I have a very large letter to write out to our superiors, the Sultan of the Sands, in regards to where his champion has gone. So, I don't want to send you away, but we will be staying around here and find a lodgings for the night."
May I ask you one question before you leave?
Very well.
You're here to collect stories on anything you find here to bring back to your Sultan. Are you merely a messenger, or is this writing, this prose of yours, going to be grander than that?
Oh, I keep lore writing that we collect in the great library of Ruba, in the great palace of the Sultan. Years upon years of ancient knowledge compiled there. It's part of the will of my god, Alman, god of knowledge.
Is it also could it also be considered trade to your people? Or to
Not,
yourself?
not particularly, no. I like to experience the story. A false story can lead you into trouble, but a true story is worth its weight in gold. That being said, I like to experience it, which is why I always follow Azra Sahar. Wherever she goes, something is bound to happen.
She's given up asking you to leave, hasn't she?
You have no idea. He starts laughing and starts sipping a second drink. She tied me once to a tree and then left. Oh my god, I was being attacked by vultures and she just tied me there. She's like, I don't want any more of you, and she left, and then I was getting a little drunk at this point. So, like, and I cut the rope and I followed her along, and she swung a sword at me and I kept following. It was like a lost puppy. And Huxley, did you see his antenna? His antenna's gone. He's got no hive. So we adopt him too. I'm like, let's bring him on. Why not? He starts laughing his head off, and Huxley's like,
All right, it's time to go.
kind of lifts him up, and eventually, is there anything else you guys would like to say with them as they seem to be kind of leaving for the late night?
We'll
Do
be
you
in
want
touch.
do you want your bread?
I want all the bread.
That's a
Just
high.
give him a
good answer.
cornucopia of
That's a
bread.
good answer. That's a really good answer.
We'll just,
You
just give
watch.
him a loaf.
Yeah, you watch as Alice brings out like a generous loaf of bread, and he just like,
Yeah,
he just quickly like in a flash second, that's in the robe and it's gone. and he just shoves it in there, and then he kind of helps Ragu like begin to walk out, and he's just like Ragu's just mumbling at this point, like stories are being mixed together, and
Once they finally get out the door, I'm gonna take a look at Task just to see what his morale is.
Conflicted. Task like looks over to Helga. Give me the strongest thing we have, please.
Your body is like a peanut. You will die.
Give me the strongest thing we have, please.
Very well.
I'm gonna motion for Helga
we
to
can't,
like.
We can't give you Arlo.
That was a really good retort, actually.
Panic, as the night proceeds, there is a gap for you to play. I'd like you to roll a performance check for me.
Nice.
26.
Oh yeah, you
Damn.
serenade the night. You get a sense
You're
of the
pretty
vibe
good
of the
at
room. You get a sense of the vibe of the room, and you just kind of play those low, kind of growly rock sort of like tunes. At this point, like the crowd is pretty rough and tumble. You got a lot of gnolls, a lot of dwarves, and a few other spatterings kind of mixed in between as it gets later and later. Tensions kind of run a little bit high. At one point, the owlbear pelt is used to toss out a guy who's kind of like trying to pick fights with people, like just going to each table. I mean, you're like, I'm gonna fight you, and it's just like, all right, get out.
Hey, waffles.
Yeah, Waffles the owlbear. You watch Remy as Alice actually walks over and grabs. There's this beautiful owlbear pelt rug on the ground that people kind of are avoiding. They'll step on it, but they're not like there's no tables on it. You watch as Alice grabs this pelt and kind of just like whips it like you would like kind of like to get sand off of a towel, and it turns into an owlbear. It just turns into an owlbear.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our mini escapades, buddy.
Yeah,
Well, Remy's used to magic, so that's not the most weird thing he's ever seen.
Not the weirdest thing. It's still a little weird. And you
A
watch
little jarring, but it's not weird.
for a drunk patron, it certainly gets them out pretty fast.
Waffles, show 'em the
Um,
chart.
Meh.
Oh, that's a great reference, Connor. You fucking brilliant man.
As the night proceeds, people kind of begin to filter out, and Alice and Helga kind of begin to clean. Skinny shows up too. Skinny wakes up and she starts to clean, and you watch as Arlo and Vel kind of enter the building, and you watch as Rogan by himself makes his way out, and he's kind of like, "Good night," and kind of makes his way out to the front.
Yeah, Arlo, you want anything to drink?
Oh no, not before work. I have much to do at the
No, I
moment.
was talking to Arlo.
Oh,
Why do you
I thought
keep
were
trying to give this poor boy alcohol?
No. I said a drink, not alcohol.
Uh-huh.
Arlo like looks at you, just like, no, and he just keeps walking.
All right.
That hard.
Keep up the good work.
Oh my god! Just like, shoves in like the door to like the where people sleep, obviously at the employees' quarters, and then just kind of bang closes the door. And Naragan kind of looks and goes, "Oh, you were offering him a drink. I understand."
You may also partake if you wish.
No, not at all. I need absolute clarity in the eyes of Ilune, much less my watch becomes skewed in haze.
Very well.
I mean,
He
we
smiles.
got ciders and things.
Oh, I got some good water at my side. He kind of pats a water skin.
Okay.
Task hasn't left the bar this whole time.
Remy's gonna find Task if you went up to the bar if you're still sitting.
Oh no, he the moment like Ragu left, Task's just been there at that same seat.
Have you been
Remy's
heavily
gonna sit-
drinking?
Remy's
Not-
gonna sit right next to him.
Not heavily, but he has been.
Borky's gonna go to bed early and get a good night's sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
I think Greckles is gonna turn into
Okay.
Turn into what?
you.
Wow. A bird.
I think Panic, once he's done with his set, will join Task and Remy at the bar.
Okay. The three of you guys sit at the bar. Helga's just kind of going through and cleaning all the glasses. At this point, it's just you guys. And Skinny and Alice kind of just like generally cleaning up.
So,
Does Task have like that same look on his face where he's just sort of contemplating but not really all there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Connor speak because he was just about to say something.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, go for it, Connor.
so you learned some stuff today, huh?
In a way, yes, and in a way, no. And it's aggravating to say the least.
I know how that feels. I actually went to the middle districts, and I went to the Temple of Liberosia, try and learn what the big deal with the patron devil was all about, and they kicked me out. It's weird learning about the past, I suppose.
That's the thing, though. I thought I could learn something about the past, and then it just walks away, and I'm powerless to get any more information out of it, and I'm just back to square one.
Can I offer a piece of advice?
You go ahead.
As someone who was on the other side of that equation, being bitter at someone and not fully understanding the ramifications, it's going to take time and patience. If she has as soft of a heart as the creature was saying, then I'm sure in time there will be a way to get her to talk. But it requires patience, which I understand is probably frustrating, considering the stories you've heard.
The whole reason I'm here, the whole reason I'm in this town for a year, almost a year, maybe a year and a little bit more. And even with the notice that my most hated enemy, the one thing that drove me to leave my home that was destroyed and continue on with just doing anything, he's still out there and he knows I'm here. And then to have someone who has ties to something about my history and about the people, and he just looks over at Remy and looks over at Panic. I'm not a fan of my leader either. If all things considered, I'm just as much of a victim as anyone else would be. I'm not really of that kin. I was a stolen egg.
Perhaps you are just bad memory, but you are more than that. Helga pours you a drink.
Tash just
Perhaps,
downs it.
perhaps show yourself that you are more than this. It could not be that she hates you. It could be that you cause pain without meaning to.
I think
Because
I know what,
she reaches out.
like too.
Helga reaches out and grabs your shoulder, Task, and she looks you dead in the eye. There is nothing harder than losing a child. Trust me.
I watched my sister's.
Remy's
I
gonna
watched
duck
my
his head a little bit because
Yeah.
he was at that town.
Yeah, Tash looks up at her. As much as I know this might sound mean, I know that feeling. I watched my younger sister die to a blue dragon. I guess I know that feeling in some way.
Perhaps that is way to make connection. Will be hard. Will be difficult. You can try. Now get off to bed. You've almost drank the entire bottle. Christ. She like puts a bottle away.
Helga, to be fair, and Remy's gonna point at the bottle they finished off.
Look. He's like snack size. Us? We're like a full. I mean, you're like dinner with salad. I'm like the full. Like I'm a whole like festival spread. Let's be real here.
Tash just like holds his face. Thanks, Helga, and gets up off the stool and waddles off the bed.
That put an interesting image in my mind.
I know, right?
As for you two, tomorrow morning when you have chance, I want you to look at quest board. Is acting funny?
Acting funny?
Yes. I have put in requisition to get quests that are actually for your level, so to speak. Since you have a bit more story about you, I suppose, in lower district.
A bit more experience points. Damn it, Connor.
But
I fucking
it keeps giving me just random quests, and I do not understand why. I believe it might be broken, and I was thinking you, and she points to you, Panic. You are being a magic man. You can take a look at it and perhaps fix.
Magic man.
With the magic hands.
Well, I will get right on that first thing in the morning.
Good. Now go to bed. Helga must sleep, needs beauty rest. Who
How
snickered?
charismatic is she anyway?
Who snickered? Who snickered? I want to answer right now. Who snickered?
I just asked a question.
Someone snickered. I heard it. Yes. Helga's charisma? Oh boy.
Like, you don't have to tell us numbers or anything, but like, you never explain like, is she pretty? Is she kind of haggard?
Wow.
She's
She has actually. She said that
She's
she looks good for her age, right?
she looks good for her age. She does. I mean, like orcs have very like strong features to them naturally.
Right.
She does have those strong features. She is a full orc. But it's not like ooh ugly, and it's not like oh you're pretty. She's kind of average looking, to be honest, for like an orc woman. Like, yeah, she's aged, so she's got like a little wrinkles around the eyes and things. Like she looks like she's been through dealing with a lot of people's crap.
Does she looks
and
like
her
a,
own crap,
does she look like a primary school teacher?
Yes, that's actually honestly the best way to describe her.
Nice.
Yeah. But she kind of begins to snuff out the chandelier lights, kind of snuffing out each candle, and she gives you guys one last stern motherly warning: go to bed.
Panic's like, oh, well, I don't think you need the beauty rest. You look perfectly fine.
Roll a charisma check.
Yes.
Oh, Remy's gonna sigh so hard.
Watcha! 12.
She looks at you. She goes, I can no longer have children. Your time is wasted. She heads to bed. She ain't having your shit.
Damn.
Smooth.
Can we pay respects to Panic?
Let's get some Fs.
Jesus.
Damn.
All right, as you guys, I'm gonna bring us back around to the D&D game.
Bring it around.
Wait, we're playing D&D?
Whoa!
Yeah, we are. It's so immersive that you forget. All right.
That's true. I was too busy being a birdman.
As you guys wake up the following dawn, no interruptions this time. You guys get a full length.
Oh, bless the gods above.
Real fast. As Borky wakes up, he turns to the sword and just sees if he can speak to the sword with his mind.
Okay, you focus in and you
No.
feel a connection with Ronfall. There's no voice, but there's a connection there.
Lord Romfall, I wish to tell you of something that I do every morning. It's a ritual.
Oh, no.
No, hold on.
I've never really told anyone about this, but I figured you should know. It may seem stupid, it may seem silly, but every morning I do a mantra to start off the day. I say, it's time to get oaky, it's time to get bulky. I say it as loud as I can and as proud as I can. When I was a kid, I have a lot of brothers and sisters, and by nature of being orcs, they're competitive and they're awful. A lot of them were very cruel, and I would run home to my mom's tent, and she would tell me to shake off all your fear and tackle the day, because you're you, and there's no one else but you. So, I'm warning you that I do that every morning.
No reply.
Well, I warned you. It's time to get okay. It's time to get bulky.
Ooh, at top of his lungs.
Ooh,
Yeah. You guys for a moment are like, oh, what a beautiful quiet moment. And there it is.
Wait, no, don't we have a fucking silent spell in the hallway?
Yeah, we do. We do.
You do, that's right. Yeah, Willow did that. You don't hear anything. You're good. But you see the crystals glow above your doors as that happens. It seems to be specifically for that one instance. As you guys begin to kind of rise groggily, collect your things, and go about your business.
Do we have time for a bath?
Yes, absolutely. You guys sneak in a bath. You guys kneel.
Question, Monty.
Mm-hmm.
Has Remy's garb arrived?
Yes. When you wake up in the morning, there is a parcel waiting for you in the pseudo-dragon loft. It is a bit gnawed, which is fine. The outer packaging has been chewed up a little bit by the dragons, but everything inside is completely fine.
Remy's gonna grab that.
Okay.
He's going to oh boy. He's gonna start taking off his Griffin Rider outfit and start putting on his new outfit along with all of the stuff that he got.
Okay. I will say, for the sake of your conscience, the Griffin riding outfit is stored in a. Helga actually stores it somewhere safe for you.
Yep.
Considering-
He will take the 3 feathers off of the helmet though.
Okay, absolutely.
And he will keep those with him.
You guys are served a breakfast, which is essentially a. Here it comes. eggs Benedict on an almost entire loaf of bread, like one side, almost like a club sandwich. There are 3 eggs on this toasty bread with like a garlic butter underneath and like a really nice creamy yolk sauce on top with a bit of peppers and things on top for a bit of extra little kick of flavor, wake you up a little bit. On a side, there is a frosty glass of milk and a few fruits of your selection as you guys kind of eat your breakfast.
Remy's that a new outfit you got there?
Yes, I spoke with my family and let them know I'd be doing some work. They were nice enough to give me some new garbs and oh yes, my brother made this. You see him pull out like a rapier which looks like a dueling sword.
Oh, that looks sick, man. I guess we do
Yes.
new sword buds, eh?
Borky just kind of holds up Runfault.
Well, I believe yours is a little bit more impressive. You just the sheer size
no.
of it over your shoulder.
Oh, no, this clearly is not going to be as fast as that.
Yes. Well, that's why I have this. You see him pull out his typical longsword. You see Borky. Typically, this would be used to, well, attack another opponent two-handed. But if you were in a duel of some kind, you see him pull out the smaller one, you would use something like this. It's much more of a defensive weapon. And I can see that I'm boring. I'm sorry. I will leave you.
No, it's actually really interesting.
Task is sitting there listening to the story.
You guys, Task, as you're sitting there, you feel something scratching up against your leg.
Oh, look down.
It's not Scarbles. I will specify that. You see Tarisk. Somehow he managed to sneak up on you guys, and his mouth is agape, and he's just like, ah, like his mouth is just wide open.
Oh, is he hungry?
You watch as Zotir comes scrambling out of the living space. She appears to have like a bowl with what appears to be food in it. And she kind of goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We were playing baby birds, and he seems to have explored. Come on, Taurus, got to eat your breakfast." And he just stares at your egg dish and is just like, "Ah, like please."
Remy will look to Task because he doesn't understand a word of Draconic. Are they all right?
This seems rather orthodox. When Zoltair's not looking, Task will look at Tarisk and stealthily hold down a piece of an egg.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
And I say in Draconic, don't speak of this to her.
Cool dad Task.
Sleight of hand, here I go. 22!
22. Yeah, no, she does not see. Not with that roll. I am rolling so bad today. No one, like only 1-1, but like everything else has been poopy. Yeah, you like slipped the whole sandwich into his mouth, and he just closes and like waddles towards her, and you see her talking. Dracon is like, "Okay, no more playing little birds. Let's go, come on. You have to eat the rest of your breakfast." And as he's kind of being scooted out, he shoots you a look like, "Oh hell yeah, double breakfast." He gets.
What a good dad.
I just smirk at him as he goes away.
He's now like with the one day, you're beginning to pick up on how like a person he is, like an actual toddler. Like he's got a edge to him that's kind of frightening. How smart he's become. Because before he was like a puppet, he was just kind of there, and now there's a lot of like, there's something more there.
Task looks back at the bar. It's bizarre. He actually has somewhat of a personality.
Wait, does that mean... Wait, so if he's a full-blooded dragon, does that mean one day he's going to be smart?
If it's you cut out, I'm sorry.
Oh, if he's a dragon, does that mean one day he's actually going to be smarter than you?
I suppose so, yes.
Huh. Interesting. As I sip my tea.
Do you think he's going to be strong like Arlo, or is he going to be like
I only
mean
live
like
I
Arlo?
only live up to 200. I'm sure he's going to outlive all of us.
I mean, age can't fix stupid.
It's
I
Borky.
grab him by the shirt and I pull him towards me. Don't you fucking talk about my son that way.
No, I wasn't talking about Tarisk is stupid. I'm just saying that if he was stupid, it wouldn't matter. But he's not. That's obvious.
I slowly let go of him and I do like the point to the eyes, point back at him.
I've noticed a lot of you wearing. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. What did you say?
What'd you say, Connor?
I'm going to be a guitar when I die, so I'm going to outlive all of you as well.
It's nice. I plan to be a series of tales that people go, yeah, that's not real. But actually, I wanted to notice one thing. I want to notice. A bunch of you all wearing new outfits now. What's going on with that? Did I not get the memo?
You guys had some time
for
to
the
shop.
for the sake of brevity, guys, it's just the season 3 outfit is what he had made.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys all
But so
you
the
guys
chat
all had
understands.
some time to get some clothing
I
and
was,
things like
I
that.
was doing.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna do a quick thing. Borky's like,
Oh, wait, Paddock, is that why you took me to the clothing shop and you said, Borky, I know you like your clothing, but you need to wear more armor?
The fuck
That was remarkably like him.
Yeah, so I'm working on my
That was
Paddock impression.
uncanny, Borky.
Ah, look at me, I look at the ladies.
Was this during your giant bender you had a few days ago?
Yes!
Probably.
Which,
Hey,
yes!
I'm gonna go
Yes.
change. I'm gonna go change into my new outfit. Oh my god.
Borky runs
As soon
upstairs.
as you see Helga say that, Remy will finish up his food. Panic, you should alert them of the board that we're going to take a look at. I will be outside waiting for you all. Yes.
Oh yeah, the
Yes,
No.
Binders. Ha ha!
No, you birdman.
I am that, yes.
You are not going to leave. You must oversee these repairs. I do not want idiots.
Which are the all right.
What are you guys talking about?
yeah, apparently the quest board was acting a little weird.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
It's not how that works.
What she said, yes.
What's
She
the most
recommend.
tech-savvy thing anyone tells you at first?
She recommended that Panic and I take a look at it. I believe it's more Panic's area of expertise, but yes, I can go with.
Okay, Borky, you come down with your clothes all done up and ready to go.
Ta-da, I got a shoulder cape. Check it out. And Borky holds it up, just fluttering it. The Sweet Dragon
Neat.
logo stitched in. Aye, Paddock brand. Yeah, buddy.
Protection and advertising.
It's exactly, it's both. It's both, it's the best of both worlds.
While everybody finishes up their food, Remy's going to pull out his rapier, and somewhat close to Arlo, not obviously in range to hurt him, he's going to start doing fencing drills to make sure that the dragon can see it as he waits for people.
Arlo is outside. You guys are indoors currently. The quest board's
Oh,
in.
well, curses. Stand closer to the door.
Sorry, he's outside at the
That's
moment
all
on
right.
the post.
He's still going to practice just to get a feel for it.
Okay, yeah, it's well balanced. It's a very good blade. You guys all kind of make your way over to the quest board. Visually, there's nothing wrong with it. But there are a bunch of just random quests on there. And 3 in particular stand out to you. They seemed, first of all, it looks like they weren't all the pins that have, like, there's usually a regulation sort of thing. Like the pins that pin these sorts of things together usually have a seal or some sort of indicator, something along those lines. And as Helga kind of approaches, she goes, yes, I found these 3 quests on ground, so I had to scrounge up some of Scarble's pocket trinkets to tack them onto board.
Well, let's have a look at these quests, shall we?
Yes.
Alrighty, so under found documents,
Yes.
you guys will find quest posting 3.
Number 3.
Also, please forgive me, the formatting got absolutely destroyed. by this thing.
Unacceptable.
I
Whoever
can't
has
believe
a-
you've done this.
Whoever's got a-
Inconceivable!
I'm gonna say, Connor, do you want to read these out as Panic?
Hang on.
Unbelievable.
I cannot believe we're working in this environment.
I know.
Unacceptable.
Unprofessional.
Unacceptable.
I can't work under these conditions.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree,
Heck all of
Zeno.
you. Heck all of you.
Reginald, take a memo. I wrote a heated letter.
All right. Okay, so it says, wanted 1 to 4 able-bodied mercenaries to guard a freelance merchant on their way to Bolton Village, located east of Alavast, using the Mariner's Trail to reach Bolton Village. Payment is 1,200 gold pieces for each of the guards and 2,000 AC. Additional information: cleric preferred but not necessary. No paladins. Huh.
You see what I mean? These quests are weird.
Yeah, it's weird that they would not request paladins.
Maybe they got something to hide.
The poster is one Rogar Meisten, a dragonborn, a green dragonborn, age 47, freelance merchant. On to the next one.
Maybe a paladin killed his dad.
Any well-versed travelers willing to act as an extra pair of eyes and arms for a small privateer vessel. Location: the Green Gully docked at the Alavastian docks will be traveling along the Canary Channel to Canary's Perch, then make landing at Bolton Village. Payment is 1,400 gold pieces for each pair of able hands and 2,000 AC. Additional information: food will be cooked and served by the first mate of the vessel, and there is enough lodgings for 4 people in the hull of the vessel.
Okay, what direction that one going again?
So to give you guys a context, so far, the Mariner's Trail Panic you know of, just hearing kind of in the trade and whatnot. It is a not very commonly used trail that leads to Balton Village. The Balton Village, first of all, named after Balfour Balton, is not exactly the most like. Not a lot of people go there. A lot of people bring like trade and like through the actual Canary's Channel. Usually there's a lot of metals that come from there. There's a big mine there. But so far these 2 quests will lead you towards the east in either direction. The Canary's Channel is faster, you know that. It is the most common way most people travel, and then the top one is kind of an uncommon way to travel.
I relay that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Poster detail, right.
The poster details: Captain Clarence Warhol, a human, age 34, privateer tradesman of the Uspa Voyagers.
Is that traveling to the south, or they said south, right? Sorry.
That's going east. Yeah.
East, yeah.
Oh, they're both
All
going
these are east, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And then the last one is: wanted investigators to look into mysterious creature evidence found last spring. Location: deep in the Seabreeze wildlands nearing Bolton Village. Payment is 600 gold pieces for each investigator and 2,500 AC for a successful illustration of the mystery creature provided to the Monster Emporium. Additional information: last spring a footprint was cast and presented by the Druid Guild to us. We have taken great interest in what this creature might be, as there are no similar prints on record. We'd like an illustration of said creature. Upon accepting this quest, you will magically receive a paper with an accurate size and recreation of the mystery creature's print.
You see Task holding up his bow and arrow, like sharpening an arrow. Oh, they just want a picture?
As you're reading off these locations, you'll hear the 4 of you will hear Remy mumble to himself. He's good.
Very good.
Is he?
What?
They're all from Bolton Village.
Well, I mean, he gets the point across. Look, let's just honestly, I'm down with the one that has the most gold. It's all going the same place anyway.
Monty, all of these lead east, yes?
All of them lead east, but in different ways.
Okay.
Got it.
I say we take Task looking at his pockets, his own pocket. I concur. I'll go with the.
You're cutting a little bit, buddy.
You just cut out the
Hello.
Hi.
I said Task looking like opening his pocket to seeing he has like almost next to no money. I could use a little more gold.
Yeah, but the thing is, didn't you say you need 4 people? I think we have 1 too many. Technically, Task can live in a bag.
I mean, we could make that claim.
We could.
Banana cat at Borky.
Just get in the hammock. The neck hammock.
Hey, Monty.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a knowledge tactic, since all of these are going east? There's something specific we're going east for. Would any of these give us a more advantageous position for more seafaring people?
Advantageous position for seafaring.
Like, for example, if we're expecting to meet people on the seas, one of these mentioned that they were going to be in a like a deep near the deep seas.
2 of them are on land. One of them is just directly on the channel on a boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the benefits of the first one is it's a land path, very general, kind of just. This is like baby's mercenary work, essentially. The second one is faster. It's more direct, but it's the ocean. So if you're, if you can't swim or anything like that, then, it's kind of more of a risk. Obviously, there's going to be a few probably extra hands on deck. Ha ha ha, pun. Or not a pun joke. potentially, so you guys will probably have to help a little bit more, though it doesn't really specify, so you're not gonna have to like man an entire ship. And the last one is easily like looking at the details on the map at like the details. I'm sorry. Oh, looking at the details of each quest. The first one is the middle ground. It's not. It's clear that you're on this quest. Keeping with the fact that you want to kind of hide what you're doing from the council. And it's right in the middle ground for length of time to get there. The Seafarers one is the fastest time, and it's kind of around the same way. It's kind of the same sort of hidden thing. There might be some paperwork involved, but nothing about it would immediately give away what you're doing. It's just like that's what you'd have. The last one is clearly like you guys would be, by yourself. But looking at the map, it is a whole, like the map literally has like, comedic cartoon swirls in like the random parts of the woods. So you get the sense that this is like no roads going in, who knows. It could take you a really long time to get to your destination.
Got it.
Well, can't we do all? We can't do all three. We just go there, go there, go there. Triple our money, or is that not how math works?
How close are we to Helga, by the way? Is she just
Helga-
looming over us?
Helga's just looming. Helga knows better not to ask too many questions.
Perhaps we should discuss this.
I will just go back to work. No worries. You do your weird mercenary questing work. She like hobbles away. You guys are private. You guys can talk amongst each other.
Like I don't see why we don't get the one that yields the better reward.
I would say that living space could be negotiated as well, because that was actually a typo on my end.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be 5. I put in 4. My
we'll
bad.
We'll just pretend it's 5. It's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll
I
just
didn't
throw
realize
Borky
that.
overboard.
That's not twice in one lifetime.
I mean, to be fair, I could just like swim next to the boat.
Just drag you by. We'll drag you by a rope.
Dude,
In a life vest.
Dude, I'm 100%
picturing it.
Now that it's not fucking winter, I'm absolutely okay in water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite warm now. It's not like summer, but it's like mild.
Me as the player, I would vote for this quest.
Damn it.
I'm sorry, it's my favorite cartoon character.
No, you're good.
Anyway, my vote's with the one on off the. What was that? Wait, did it say? Hang on.
What's happening?
Did it say what path we were taking? No. What was the name of the shallows or whatever that we're taking?
Canary Channel is the
Canary
channel.
Channel, okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with going on the Canary Channel.
Yep. So me and Greckles vote boat.
You guys want to go on a boat? Well, I haven't been on a boat in a long time, and I'd like this one to end hopefully good. I say let's take the boat.
You'll see
what's-
Remy about to say something and lower his head.
What's wrong, Remy? You can't swim?
No, it's not that. Considering who we're going to see, perhaps being on the water isn't the most advantageous position.
Borky
of
whispers.
course, yield
Borky
to your
whispers.
mercenary experience, but tactically, I would recommend the first one.
But if we're trying to find the seafaring orcs, wouldn't it be good if we were seafaring?
Yes, but that would give them an incredible advantage.
No.
How many of you have operated a boat before?
Well, we've crashed an airship once.
That is definitely not the thing I'm talking about.
But to be fair, it is also more complicated.
And to be fair, we did that on purpose.
It's true. No, they was attacked because we was on the receiving end of a giant, like ocean giant.
Receiving end.
I want to go on the
Look,
boat.
All right.
I again am not a mercenary, so if you believe this is the best course of action, I will of course yield to your experience. I simply hesitate to meet someone on their, what's the word they use? Home turf, I think is what they say in Alavast.
It's unanimous then.
Is it?
Sure.
You guys are going with the second quest?
Yes, that's
Yep.
what we're doing.
Remy, listen. Even if we don't end up meeting who we really wish to meet over there, I feel that us getting to our destination faster and then having a lay of the land might be.
You cut out a little bit. I'm sorry.
Ah, for fuck's sake. I said that, Remy, if we do get there fast enough and we don't end up seeing what we're originally there to see, I'd much rather have a chance of being able to go to the location and being able to explore outside of it first. I feel that's more advantageous.
I suppose there's wisdom in having a seafaring vessel as opposed to going on ground.
Plus, it's not like we'll be alone.
Yeah, it's true as well.
Great, more innocent people getting in the way.
Hey, we're fun.
Alright.
Helga,
Yes.
can you pack a bottle for me?
Yes, I absolutely can.
Of what?
Alright, who's taking the quest off the board?
I guess.
Borky just grabs it.
Alright, you rip it off and immediately you get a little map. It leads you to the dock district, which is where you are going to meet with your employer.
To the
Guess
docks.
we'll go on our way.
Remy's good.
Oh
in a
What?
room, which
I
has
think we
stuff
need.
in
I
it.
think we need to reload the call. Actually, it's.
Okay, 1 sec.
One second, everybody. We need to reload the call here real quick. Just having a little bit of trouble here with the signal. That's such the nature of a big call like this.
Okay.
There we go.
Hello.
That's pretty.
There we
There
go.
we go. Hello.
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 For the sake of this, I'm going to streamline this really, really fast.
Thank you.
Because you have a lot of gold, how
Yeah.
much gold are you guys going to take with you, and how much are you going to leave behind?
Remy is gonna literally leave behind every cent that he owns if they're going on the seas.
Okay, honest,
A
yeah.
lot of gold, you say?
I don't.
Yeah,
you guys do what
really.
you want. Remy is not taking a cent with him.
Yeah, if you guys can write down how much you're gonna put in, basically, Helga's got a lockbox, and it's like, well, it's Helga. Don't worry about it.
Borky.
So I just want to know, because you guys are carrying a lot. So I would just like to know what you're dumping. Okay. Is
Borky.
that how much you have, or how much you're leaving?
That's how much I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'm taking 250 and leaving 287.
Yeah, because don't forget, you are gonna land at Canary's Perch. So
Everyone do theirs. Borky wants to go last as we're all dropping off our gold.
Oh, Mr. Moneybags.
No. I got a
over
bit. Come on. We're role playing, motherfucker. We're role playing.
okay, so we got 663 for Greco,
here. Jesus!
and Panic's dropping off 3,420. I would recommend not leaving all your gold. You're gonna probably want some money on you.
Yeah, I'm taking 500 gold with me.
Okay.
You know,
And
actually, let me
then-
modify mine to that. Sorry. I want to have at
Oh,
least
okay.
200 on me. 200 on me.
Sweet. Okay, can do it. Sorry, guys. Boring bank business.
No, this is gonna get funny. All right, Tash. Is everyone done theirs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Borky reaches into the big bag of holding, pulls out 1 bag, 2 bags, 3 bags. Borky drops 11,000 gold on the table.
Jesus.
11,000.
11,000. I'll keep 242.
Oh, right.
My mother always said, "Live below your means, and you'll be a wealthy man."
No,
must be
I
easy for
don't.
you.
I don't disagree with you. I think that used to be my allowance.
Oh, that's crazy. Why'd you? Do you still get it?
No, now I work for my money.
Oh.
Task. How much do you have?
In total, I had like 587, but now I'm dropping off. I'm taking 250, so that means that I have 287 left.
287. You're leaving 287.
Yep.
Okay, good. I have your amounts. That has all been put into a very large lockbox, considering the amounts, and sealed up behind like 5 doors in Helga's bedroom, God forbid. As you guys take your quest, you have your map, and I assume you head out.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody? You guys have potions, right? You guys are good with potions.
Yes, I think I have 2.
I have 3 2d4 plus 4 potions.
I mean, can we bother?
Willow has 3. If
Okay.
you want to bother her.
I've got
Monty, I got 1 from her, so she would have 2.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's right. So, yeah, she has 2 left.
Yeah,
I would love to
didn't-
bother her.
Okay. You run upstairs. You kind of knock on the door. She's bedridden. You walk in, and Doros is like hand feeding her soup.
Sorry to interrupt, but Will, we're about to head out. Do you have anything we can take with us?
Yeah. She points to a shelf, and you see 2 potions.
I'm just imagining.
Okay, I
I'm
got that,
I'm
I
just
got it.
imagining like a hand coming out of the bed, pointing.
Okay, sorry. I won't keep you.
Duros nods and just slowly reaches the spoon over. You head out. You have your 2 potions with you. You can share them as you wish.
What does everyone? Just really quick out of character, just for sake of brevity. What does everyone have?
I have 3.
I have 3.
I have 1.
I have 2.
Okay, so let me take 1, and then Panic, you take 1.
All right.
Everybody should have at least 1, just so that you can heal yourself if you need it. My
Well,
recommendation.
he's got 1 period. So
That's what I mean. Like, at least have 1 on your person if we have
Right.
a lot.
so what do we know what they are? Do have a
They
label?
are 4d4 plus 4 or 40.
2d4 plus
2d4.
4. Yeah, they're
2d4 plus 4.
Yeah, they're the Willow special.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She needs to do some other work before she gets the bigger stuff. And she's currently hampered a little bit with the cold.
Cool,
Yeah, so you guys gather your things.
Say our goodbyes to everyone. Tell them their jobs and everything.
Yeah,
Or we
no, Helga is completely, Helga never changes. She's like, yep. Scarbles just hisses at you guys and runs into one of her holes. Meryl is there. Meryl's there and she waves goodbye. Vel and Arlo. Vel says goodbye. Arlo is just kind of like, whatever. And you guys proceed out into the city, which is bustling and busy. The springtime air melting away all the time as you guys make your way through, eventually reaching the docks, which is actually on the outer cusp of the city. It's actually outside the city, technically. The last time you guys were here, specifically Task and Borky, I believe, you were dealing with the situation there.
Oh yeah, those boys.
Yeah, you
That
actually
building's
walked.
still there.
Yeah, the building's still there. It looks like it's actually being like requisitioned to actually be a tavern. It looks like you see people kind of loading in like food and things, and they look like normal people. Nothing shady.
I would look over at Borky. Wow, how much do you think it would suck if they actually missed one of the Hellhound runes in there?
Oh, that would be that. I don't think anyone would believe them. Sorry, officer. It was a hellhound road. Yeah, it's a likely story.
Who has the map?
Borky does.
I believe Panic
Yeah,
had
I
it.
figured Bork would.
Okay,
Oh,
Borky, roll.
all right. Whoever took it, I guess.
Roll a survival check for me, Borky.
Oh, barbarians can do that.
9.
Not very well.
This way.
No,
nope,
never mind.
that way.
You guys get very lost.
It
Going
says,
down
it says right here, she sees this, there's 2 docks right here on the map, right? And Borky just gestures to like 50 docks. There's more here than there was on the picture, so I...
Borky.
What?
If I may see the map.
Only a pretty face, I guess.
Borky hands it back.
Hang on a
Connor?
second. Connor, you got a lot of weird sound coming from you, buddy.
That's a salt
19.
truck.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can't
That's a
help that.
19 now that I see the map.
19 survival. You're able to kind of piece it together. It's actually through Task actually kind of recalling where you guys are, because there's a dock specifically for like massive vessels, like passenger vessels. And there's a dock for that are like maybe you fit 12 people.
Dock is for
It's baby dock. You recall looking at this dock, you're like, oh, it's going to be in this district, because you recall you had a fight in that district on a bunch of tiny boats. Using that information, Remy, you're able to kind of ascertain where it is. And as you guys approach, you find like a sandy little beach nook, and you see bobbing in the water a decent vessel of a manageable size, fit maybe 12 people, as I said before, with the beautiful intricate line work that says the Green Gully on the side. And you see a man currently kind of like, it seems to be winding up rope. It looks like he's kind of like getting ready to leave. As the sails are kind of folded up and he's just kind of tossing. He's got like kind of a medium length brown hair, kind of a bit of a scruff beard, as he's kind of tossing things away, and you guys begin to approach on the beach.
As soon as we begin to approach, I put up my hood.
Okay.
I guess I'll exclaim, beg your pardon.
Hi.
Are you Captain Clarence Warhol?
Hi, I'm Clarence.
Well, we'd be your hired hands you were looking for.
Oh, just in the nick of time, too. We're about to set sail. He kind of jumps down off the boat and he walks over. Can I see your credentials?
Borky.
Oh, yes. Borky presents the credentials.
Okay, you guys present your Alabastian tickets, which you guys always have.
Yep.
He kind of skims through them, including yours, Remy. He kind of stops and goes, "Oh, military," and he kind of flips through. He goes, "Excellent, good. I want to make sure that we have very trustworthy individuals, no green thorns with this particular delivery."
Green thorns?
Yeah, new adventurers. They kind of come here just for simple mercenary work. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
I'm
Question. They said no paladins. Does that mean like no?
Oh, that was a different quest. That was
That was a
Oh,
different
this is
quest.
not them. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, this is a different
Okay,
quest.
I'm like, this might be a problem.
No, we've had a few green thorns, you know, and when it comes to certain things that we tend to transport, we don't want anyone lifting things of importance. So, of course, trustworthiness and a sign of good repertoire is interesting. I'm surprised you took a quest that pays so little, though. Usually you folk are going after the big fish. Bit of a doc humor there for you.
Well, sometimes we like to sit out on the boat and just take in the scenery as we bob back and forth.
You did pick a good time. I will say that. It's the Triton are starting to make their rounds. I will say, though, unfortunately, with the Triton surfacing a bit more, there's a few bandits and things to be worried about. But
May I ask something?
yeah, absolutely.
Just so we're all on the same page and that, like, we at least know, like, what is the cargo and like what is the cargo, so we at least know why we're protecting it.
We are trading in magical items.
Ooh.
It's the main export of the city, and we ask, of course, that you do not touch any of the exports, given that they are on a very tight ledger, and if there's anything lifted, it will be your head over mine. And he gives you a smile, not to threaten you, but he's just like, look, there's going to be big consequences if anything goes missing.
How are they secure?
They are secured in magic-proof boxes, which are very expensive.
But how did they get in if they're magical?
We put them inside and we put a lid on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've been doing this trade for the past 2 years or so, so I'm not unfamiliar to this. I have had a few thieves kind of run off with things. To be honest, we just chuck them into the ocean and we leave them. That is usually what we do. We have the rights to do that. So if we get any wind that you may have lifted anything, we do ask. Just don't do it. These items are not worth it, to be honest. They're not. You got potions and your fair amount of scrolls, new spells making their way to the Tristella court, amongst other things. So just be aware of that.
We do have magical items on our persons. Could you at least make it a count so no one is confused that we are not lifting anything?
Yes, absolutely. If you could give me a list before you even board of what you have on you, and I can just check that all and make sure it's all good, then we are good to go. And we'll just
boy, here we go.
Here we
For
go.
leniency's
Oh
sake-
boy.
Yeah, for leniency's sake, you give him a list of your stuff. because-
What does Borky list for Ronfault, the blade Ronfault? Just
Sentient weapon.
just magic sword.
Sexy blade.
Magic sword.
Yeah.
Magic sword.
As you guys are doing that, the captain kind of looks and goes, "Yes, I should also introduce you to my first mate of the ship." And he kind of turns around and he yells, "Kiwi! Get out here!"
Oh no!
You're welcome, Greckles.
Guys,
head
what?
is-
Wait,
my head is
what is
hurting.
it, guys? What is a kiwi?
You had to be there for it.
No!
You had to be there for it. You had to be there for
I
it.
am hiding.
Hey,
I am
remember that
hiding.
airship? Remember that airship we crashed, Remy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
He
no!
was
I'm
kind
hiding.
of on that.
All of my face is hidden. All of my face is hidden.
Why what is
Just
happening?
let,
I am
just let,
so confused.
just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Let it happen.
You watch as you hear a voice go, "Oi! I'm trying to get ready to leave here!" And you just see a Kiwi Kenku, the long beak and like little arms, kind of like peer over the side of the ship. And the captain goes, "I want you to say hello to our men. We've enlisted some extra arms."
Does he know who we are? Because we're not hiding it apart from Greckles.
He kind of narrows his eyes and goes, "Wait a bloody second." And he just kind of climbs down the side of the ship, splashes into the water, and starts like running over. And he's just like, "There's the big fella. And you were there with the flying snakes."
It's true. We were there with the flying snakes.
Yeah.
Where's Fletch? Where is he?
Fletch died.
Roll a deception check.
Why did you do that?
I mean,
I'm kidding.
okay, time out.
I'm kidding.
I'm still standing there. I'm just trying to hide my face.
Oh my god!
Borky's joking. Borky's joking. Borky's just fucking around right now. Borky's like,
Okay, I thought you
roll
were
it.
about to lie, and I'm like, why are we lying to the first
He
one?
fucking died.
You watch as Kiwi looks to you, Borky, for a second, and he's just like, what? And he looks up to you, Remy, and goes, yeah, no, I think he got a bit bigger.
Oh my god.
14.
Fletch, you're looking good.
What is a Fletch?
Okay, maybe you're not Fletch, actually, on second thought. You got the hooked beak.
It's him.
Dear
Panic,
Sonny.
panic
Sorry,
puts the
what did you
Greckles.
say about my
Oh,
beak?
oh no, Kiwi, I'm just messing with your noggin. It's
Right here, Borky just points at, like, just slowly pokes Greckles on the side of the face. This is...
Do you show yourself, Greckles?
Hey, Kiwi.
You look so as if it's slow motion, like anime tear. Kiwi looks at you and goes, Fletch, and then he slowly begins to run on the sandy beach in slow motion, each stride getting him closer and closer to you.
I'm waiting to get punched in the face.
He runs. He grabs you around the throat and he starts like just strangling you. He's like, "You left me behind!"
that's good. That's really
Remy,
good.
can I punch him in the face?
Man, I can't wait to be. I can't
He lets
wait
you
to be
go.
in an enclosed space with this guy. It's gonna be great.
How could
Okay,
you
if
do
I
that
can't-
to me?
Kiwi, I couldn't help it! It was the guy, it's the giant! I'm sorry, I couldn't help it!
He's let you go at this point. He's let you go.
Ugh.
Fletch, you were right there. I was being wrapped around by flying snakes, and this giant shows up, and I'm on a little island with a bunch of schmucks, and you did nothing then, mate. You left me behind.
What? In the Fletch voice. Well, what could I have done then? It had a bloody giant over there. I couldn't have done anything.
You could have told him I was a good egg.
I did. Maybe that's why he's still alive. You think about that one?
That's a fair point.
You're welcome. Now let's
just
get
hope-
going.
I just hope maybe you'd come to my trial and speak on my affairs a bit.
How am I supposed to know we're taking trial if I got whisked away by a giant?
That's fair. That's fair. But still,
No, there is no still. Kiwi, I'm glad to see you again.
I'm glad to see you, mate. And he gives you a hug. It's kind of weird, this sudden shift in
Can
expression.
you please say in Kiwi's voice, why you little?
Why you little?
Why you little? Like Homer
Yeah,
Simpson.
Homer Simpson.
Oh, like Homer said, sorry. Why you little?
I'll show you for running away.
Captain, they're good people. They get themselves into a bit of trouble, though, but I think we do too.
You are a pirate.
I was not a pirate. I was being held captive by a pirate and was made into a pirate because if I wasn't a pirate, they got me, and they had had no one to work on the engine.
Still,
don't-
though.
Well, don't
That
that
is
sound
how-
familiar.
That is how I got out of prison, and that is how I'm going to stay out of prison. I am doing fair trade now, working on completely acoustic ships, not dealing with anything else. No magic nonsense except for the items, but are in very nice sealed boxes.
Okay.
Captain nods. Captain's like, okay. Well, come on aboard the Green Gully, and we'll take off here. He kind of...
While they're getting on board, Remy's gonna tap Borky on the shoulder.
Yeah, what's up?
Borky, what is a Fletch? I am.
Oh, from what I can gather, from what Crackles told me, pretty much he had like a character, like he was like undercover, pretending to be this character called Fletch, and
Oh, Kenku mimicry.
yeah, I think so. But I think like he likes Kiwi so much he doesn't want to lie to him. Meaning, the more he puts it off, the more tragic it's gonna be. So yeah, it's gonna be. So yeah, can't wait to see
It's
it.
going to be an awkward trip.
Oh,
isn't it?
I hope so. Otherwise, it'd be boring.
Why would you? No.
The more he gets on the ship.
No, why would you? Why? Why is he like this? I'm not on the ship though, but why?
Before Taz gets on the ship, he actually like is about to step on. He looks down. Oh wait a minute! This is the first time I've ever been on one of these things.
No,
How did you get
okay.
here?
Oh wait, was it? No, I thought it was.
He was-
we came in here by boat, or
Yeah.
Yeah, most transports by boat.
oh, well if that's
This is
the
your second
okay,
time.
hold on.
This
Let me
is-
write. let me
third
write-
time.
Taz gets on the boat.
Nah, there's not enough nuance to that.
This is the smallest vessel any of you guys have been on, though. I would say, with the exception of like maybe like fishing in a lake for Panic, maybe. If that even happened with Panic. Panic. Eh? Panic. Do you board the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. You climb up the ladder. It's you climb up the side of the ship, and immediately you watch as the captain begins to like kind of twist things, pull on levers, and he kind of points to Borky and Remy, as you are the most able-bodied people. He goes, "I need you to pull those ropes over there for me, mates."
Okay.
Aye, port to starboard, Captain.
Don't please, Bosco, out of character.
Sorry, left to right.
Please
Sorry,
don't
left to
do
right.
this to me. Please.
Left to right. Left to right.
Uh,
What?
Left to right.
Borky
okay.
gets left, you get right.
Okay.
Aye,
roll-
Captain.
Roll
It's
strength
okay,
checks for me.
Bosco. It's okay, Bosco. I understood it.
I tried.
That's a
Okay.
15.
15 for Borky.
I'm waiting for mine to load. 6.
Being the
6.
grandson of a naval man, I get you, my dude.
You grab
you, man.
grab the rope and you just start pulling like crazy. Someone please help Remy.
All right, fine. And that's a double 11.
That's a double 11. That's enough. You have to get over a 10. You walk over Greckles. You grab the rope with Remy, and for two birds, one rope. You guys.
Oh!
No!
I'm hearing the
Two-
music. I'm hearing.
Why?
I hear
You
the.
guys, she
two
probably
birds,
doesn't
one
know.
stone. Two birds, one
No,
stone.
No.
you don't. Oh, you're so
Oh.
proud. If you
No.
don't understand what you just did,
You
I
just
don't think,
you
I don't
tripped
think
it.
you realize what
You
you've
tripped
done.
and fell on a
you are so
landmine.
innocent and it's adorable. And
All right, guys, let's move on.
Guess what? We have
Yep.
now we have a new
Okay.
T-shirt idea.
No!
oh no, we're pulling the rope. Never mind. Okay, what happens?
Move on!
More rope for all of us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay.
It's okay. We're being shits. Don't worry.
The
It's
phrase,
fine.
the common. Okay, whatever. Anyway, you guys pull the rope, and the sails just tunk, fall and begin to catch wind as you guys take off into the coast. The first time leaving the continent of Alavas down its channel. The waters bob and weave as you guys set off into the ocean. A beautiful sunny day with barely any cloud. As you guys proceed on forward, the salty tang of the ocean hitting your nostrils. You see gulls flying rapidly around. You see kiwi up in the crow's nest, or as I like to call it now, the kiwi nest.
Really
keeping-
quick. How far is the water from the deck of the ship?
It's probably like a good. Oh boy, probably about a good 7 feet.
Okay.
From the it's a big enough festival that you guys can like walk around, and there's enough like you could do like yoga on the deck. But like it's not like you can have a dinner party.
Is
or
it
anything like
mandatory
this.
that we have to do yoga on the deck? It's kind of like a ship policy.
It's a ship policy.
Okay.
You guys cast off into the ocean. You see various other ships, large and small, kind of making their way. And you guys kind of set sail, and immediately the shore just slowly creeps out of view over the horizon. You guys are just in the center of a salty, tangy channel. You see some land on either side for the most part, but it disappears over a time. It looks like you guys are just out in the open sea. This channel's huge. You guys look like you're out on the open sea, but it is kind of eerie how empty it kind of is as you guys set off. And that takes about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours as you guys set out. And as you guys are doing so, who would like to be on lookout in the kiwi nest?
Sure, I will.
Okay.
Hey,
I got perception out the balls for that.
yeah,
So.
Task, you head up, you climb up. Honestly, you're a better fit in there. It's kind of small. As you kind of, knock elbows with Kiwi, and he's like, "Oh, Mike, you kind of let me move over here. There you go. You want looking glass?
Sure, yes, that might be good.
All right, here you go." And he hands you the looking glass. Very nice, just a solid piece.
All right, let's roll that perception.
Okay, with advantage.
Hooray!
Nice,
That's
17.
a 17.
You see something off in the distance in the water, and it's very big.
Something's out there.
I'm quickly reminded by one of Spooney's old videos. Don't get on the boat.
I mean, I tried to warn you.
Hooray! We're having fun.
I specifically wanted to have a sea shanty adventure.
This
Hell
reminds
yeah, my dude.
this reminds me of the time when I got thrown off a boat.
Task, as you kind of take a bit of a zoom in on the figure you see a large, what looks like a fish, like a massive fish, bigger than your boat almost. and you see the water around it is like this sort of like whitish green, like minty color, as if it's kind of like carrying this sort of aura to it as it's swimming. You see a few other forms darting around, and you watch as Captain Clarence, as he likes to be called. You guys called him Captain Warhol. He hated it. Call him Captain Clarence. Runs to the side and peers out. What do you guys do as the boat? Makes its
Remy's
way
gonna
forward?
move to the port of the ship and look at it.
Okay.
Assuming it's off the front of it.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
same.
It doesn't appear to be going like towards you guys directly, like on a warpath, but it is like you guys, like, you know, 2-lane traffic. It's like kind of making its way towards you guys. And as it gets closer, you're starting to really smell like a really kind of pungent, gross, strong, like shellfish smell as it gets closer and closer.
Task
Captain, off the port bow.
I'm looking at it. It's not hostile, it doesn't appear.
Task will hand Kiwi the spyglass, and he will ready his bow, not firing but ready.
Okay. You watch as whatever this thing is breaches, and you see like crystal, almost like beautiful crystal skin, almost in the form of a fish. And as you guys are there, knowledge nature for anyone who would like to attempt to do this.
I would love to roll this.
Ooh, that's a 10.
That's a natural one.
That's
Oh,
a fish!
It's a fish.
Panic, you're like, how can I eat this?
17!
11.
I haven't seen your roll yet. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, all of you guys are just like, that's a big fish. Panic, you're just like, that's a whale. Like, you're like, it's a big fish. It's obviously a whale.
Whales are just big fish.
Remy,
Yes.
as you look down at this fish, it is a fish. It is completely surrounded by a consistent brine pool. If you don't know what a brine pool is, it's like ocean
I
concentrate.
do, actually.
Yeah, it's dangerous to get near, which I'm glad Greco's in the water. And you do see another form, like kind of keeping a distance, and you see popping out of the water an anglerfish triton who everyone but Remy has met before.
Wait, isn't the guy from
you see Moidos.
Oh,
and she-
Moidos.
What is this?
She looks up. You see an anglerfish triton. Let me see if I find her art. here.
Oh
She
boy,
looks-
no, he needs to.
Moidos is the best.
Guys,
Oh.
I still have aim on her. Should I take the shot?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, you
Yeah.
you leave her alone. She's beautiful.
You see a very frightening looking anglerfish person with a kind of
Can I
glowing.
identify the race?
Yeah, you would know immediately that's
Okay.
a Triton. Like you wouldn't even have to guess. That is
Uh,
100% a Triton.
Greckles would just do like the big two-handed wave off the port, just to try to see if Moidos can recognize us.
All right, you wave and Moidos does some hand symbols, which the captain goes, oh, back up, back up, back up, and you watch as Moidos disappears under the water and like jettisons like a dolphin and lands, tunk, right on the deck of the ship, soaking wet, dripping salt water.
Do these things typically get hostile when they jump out of the water?
They're like
Re-
humans. They're either good or bad. So it'd be the same as a person approaching or getting on your ship.
Remy, it's cool. It's Moidos. How you doing, Moidos?
Wait, what is a Moidos?
Oh, hello there, ma'am. It's nice to meet you.
Oh,
Just Remy, just roll with it. Is everything okay?
Oh yes, everything's excellent. I saw
Wait.
you wave for me, and I
Wait.
decided to board.
Wait, is Greckles talking out of his accent now in front of Kiwi?
Kiwi's up in the crow's nest. He doesn't.
Ooh,
You don't
what's
hear
going on.
anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so nice to see some familiar faces and a new friend. Hello. She waves towards you, Remy.
it is a pleasure to meet you, Moidos.
Hello. That's me. Yes, I'm actually on my way, currently escorting a salticant to the shores of Alabast. I'm going to be collecting salt for a little plant problem, if you recall. And she gives you a very obvious wink.
Yeah.
By the way, Moidos, we found one of your husbands dead in a coop.
Oh, that happens. I've actually accumulated about 14 when I've been out, so we're good.
That's crazy.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, They come-
Remy, again, just don't worry about it.
they come and they go. It's just like a change in the weather.
Well, you know, husbands just come and go.
How long? How long?
What are you beautiful ladies doing out here right now?
We're just shipping some goods. Actually, are the seas fine? Is there any danger?
I mean, that there's any danger there. I've heard of some violent ships going around and raiding people, but I don't know the details. I don't ask about that. I keep quite deep in the water. I got my light, so I can do that.
With all due respect, madam, sir, madam,
Madam.
I am not a I am not a-
Madam.
Yes, madam, sir, madam. I am not a female of my species. My apologies.
But you're not oh, that's right. Ha. That's so embarrassing. That's right. Some of you actually have like legs and brains and things. I'm so sorry. I'm so used to my culture where.
No, Mordos, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes. But most Tritons are like that, though. Like most of them, actually, the males also are about the same size as the females, but not for me in particular. Just a bit of dimorphism problems with us, Sorry, makes things a bit awkward. But it's very, very nice to meet you, Soar. She reaches out a hand to you, Remy.
Yes, Remus Corbeau, a pleasure to meet you.
I'm a representative of the Druidic Guild in Alavast, the Sea Division. So, the Salticantha, and she points to the Salticantha at this point has gone way past your ship. Currently just leading it on its way. My husbands are currently helping with that, so we're just going to get it to shore. We don't want anyone getting spooked, so, make sure we come in nice and peacefully and slowly, and then we can start collecting the salt and getting to business, as it were.
Best of luck with that.
Sorry, what was that?
Best of luck with that. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's excellent. It's nice to say hello again. Most people don't wave at me. Most of them just get kind of nervous, so it's kind of nice, refreshing.
Don't. That's silly.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. It's like, I put on my best smile and I present myself.
What a grin!
You have a wonderful smile.
Definitely one of a kind.
Thank you.
That is a great description, Borky.
Yep. Anyway, I should probably get going. Best of luck on your travels, and do mind. Not all of my kind are going to be friendly when they jump aboard your ship. So,
What?
keep a good head about you, and
When? Or you mean if?
There's a Triton city on this channel. Yes.
Sir, there's a big difference in the language we speak between if and when. Clarification, potentially?
You're probably going to run into other Tritons. Some of them are probably nice, and some of them, and she turns to the captain, not so nice, usually. And the captain turns and goes, yeah, that's pretty common.
Great. Can I ask you a extremely awkward question? Research, of course, only.
Sure.
Yes, so let's say, we meet more of you and they are not friendly. The best place to cut down the chest, through the stomach, or across the neck?
Whatever you do with a human is about the same.
Excellent. Yes. Fleshy creatures. Delicious. All right.
Was about to say, be careful with that question. She's married.
We don't have marriage in my
panic.
culture.
Enough. No.
Plus, you're far too feminine for my taste. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. What?
You have muscles and working legs. It's just, I'm sorry.
What of that is? I feel like this is
Angler,
a basic
angler,
world.
you are missing some huge anglerfish lore, my
Yeah. Out of character. Right now, you are so out of your depth right now, Bosco. Fucking bail.
Yeah.
Start bailing.
I get it.
Start
In-game
bailing
Remy doesn't have a
faster.
clue.
Start bailing
Yeah.
faster, buddy.
I have to make mention. All I could think of was Zoidberg and Fry fighting to the death over Edna. So Fry, disemboweling with your speed. Fatal or non-fatal?
Well, whatever you gotta do,
well-
you know.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say, Gaijin?
It was, so Fry, disemboweling in your species. Fatal or non-fatal? Fatal. Large bet on me in round 1.
Large bet on me in round 1.
Thank you. That was much better. I can't do voices.
well.
That was very good. I like the way you do it.
Anyway, very nice to meet you all. If you ever want to stop by for tea, just look for the pond in the Druidic district. There's actually a bit more to it than just ducks.
And the shriveled fish on the floor.
Do
beneath
you
my house.
live in the pond?
I do. It's actually like a saltwater fountain
Oh my
that they've
God,
made for
she's
me
like
to live in.
Swan from Fallout.
I don't know who that is, but thumbs
No,
up.
it's okay. It's okay.
And she kind of gives one final wave, and she jumps into the water. And as she does, Remy, as you look down to where she dives in, you see these frogfish-looking things like bobbing on the surface of the water, kind of staring up at you. And she gives one final wave, and she dips beneath the waves, and so too do those weird frog-looking things. Welcome to the sea, my friend. And Clarence slaps your back, Remy.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the sea. I can't say I'm familiar with that particular creature.
We'll run into a few tritons, and he kind of like taut some of the rope on the sails and kind of like make sure everything is kind of going well as Kiwi's kind of keeping a lookout. You see lots of interesting things out on the sea. A lot of nothing, but when something happens, it's usually quite big. Be nice to have you aboard. All right, off we go to Canary's Perch. And that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Woo!